On this week's episode, we discuss the Justice League Snyder Cut and introduce 2 new segments, What's in the Box and What did David get in this week. And make sure to stay tuned throughout the episode for the keyword for 10% off any in-store purchase. And make sure to like and subscribe to our page.
All right, it is March 23rd, and this is the second episode of the Total Nostalgia Pop Culture Experience podcast.
Nice.
You got Renee here. I'm David. This is
I'm
Philip.
Philip.
All right, and first off, we want to thank everybody. The second episode, we've had a ton of views over the past 3 or 4 days since we've had it posted. We're really proud of that. We would ask you'd be helping us out a ton if you would hit the subscribe button. As you're watching, hit the subscribe button. If you don't listen, hit the subscribe button. That'd be fine too. But we encourage you to listen. We're doing this because we hope you guys like what we're talking about. We hope to inform you on some stuff maybe you didn't know. Well, at least give you some personal anecdotes. You don't know everything that's happened to us in our lives, and a bunch of crap happens. So maybe you can laugh at our misfortune from time to time. But we're going to start off, as we plan to start every week in week's episode off, with our weekly Fortnite update with our resident Fortnite professional.
Gotta love Fortnite. I know these guys don't like it, but it is fun.
Okay. What's going on in Fortnite this
week? So they've got a new battle pass, and it's primal.
Which means?
Well, so like the map, some of the maps are like, primal, like, throwback days. Like,
I would ask you what a battle pass is, but I do not care.
Battle pass is awesome. Well, it's not awesome because you got to pay for it.
That's how they get you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I thought Fortnite was free.
I didn't start playing until the Marvel thing because I was like, oh, Marvel's on Fortnite. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
And you got all that crap for free. You didn't have to buy the battle pass.
Okay.
So this last battle pass before
Speaking
this
of
battle
Marvel,
pass,
hold on, just hold that thought. Speaking of Marvel, Marvel's direct competition is DC. The most popular team in DC, I would say, is the Justice League. Wouldn't you think so?
Yeah.
Okay, so this week, I don't know if y'all know, the Snyder Cut of the Justice League movie came out on HBO Plus. Did you know this?
Of
Did you hear about
course.
this?
We took 2 nights to watch it.
I think I broke it into 3 sittings. I think I got half in the first, and then I think I clipped another hour and then another hour.
The first night, but I got sleepy.
It was not boring, but 4 hours, that's a half a work day. That's a big commitment. You're going to sit in on 4 hours, that's a big commitment.
I think we finally went to bed at like 1 o'clock that morning. So
Yeah.
Philip started falling asleep and was like, well, was it part 6? That was a good start.
Oh, yeah, it still had all the...
Yeah.
We
had like an hour left.
I think I made it directly in the middle the first time. Then one more hour, and then the last was like their big battle or whatever when Superman came back.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much it's a longer, better version of the first movie. Same movie. And it's not a bad thing. I didn't hate the first one, but this is definitely...
The first one.
Did you?
I hated it.
I think this is definitely...
I
think this is...
It's horrible.
I think this is a better version of the same story. Yeah. The characters are more involved. Like, you know who Cyborg is.
Exactly.
You learn more
backstory on it.
He did, and I think it did. I think it did a lot of good. I'm not a huge Cyborg fan. I like him in the comics, fine. I think he's a cool character in the comics. I did not like that guy as Cyborg in the first passing of the Justice League, but I think they did him right in this one.
Yeah, he had more airtime to tell his story,
and his powers developed and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like he just showed up because we need a 6th member of the Justice League.
Exactly.
I think he was definitely more fleshed out.
Yeah.
I think he did all right.
I like they showed a little bit more Flash too.
They did, yeah. I mean,
he had a lot bigger role in this one than he did. He had a lot of added scenes.
He did.
He
did.
I
just don't like that guy.
I do not like Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
He does not look. Barry Allen to me is one of the more. He's not charismatic. He's more like a lovable goofball in the comics, kind of.
Yeah.
And I don't get that.
Jacked. That dude's not jacked.
He looks like a little kid. He looks like a little kid. He ain't Flash to me. I don't either.
Like to me, he comes off more like a Deadpool.
Yeah, or just trying too hard.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem natural.
Yeah, he had a few funny scenes. I will give him that with the meat stick thing.
Yeah,
with the dogs.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
Yeah,
but I don't know. For the most part, he just gets on my nerves.
He does me too. But I think the character Flash and what they actually did with his powers in this one, I think that was pretty good.
I don't like the suit.
That
suit
well,
is
that's
pretty
because
weird.
he had to make it himself, though.
That's not a suit that somebody made themselves. That's a pretty high quality suit. If that dude made that suit himself,
yeah, but who would he know that would make his suit for him?
I don't know, but that suit looked
stupid. That's the thing with movie costumes, though. If you try to translate the comic version of anybody's costume,
well, they did good in the Flash the TV show. His suit looks good.
It does.
Yeah, but the,
And
also
that guy was good.
evolved,
He's a good
too.
Flash.
He
I
had,
guess that's a good
he had
point.
multiple suits though that evolved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did,
That's
but
also
yeah.
'cause he had
I'm just
Cisco
saying, like,
making
his-
all
But they
his
did look like
suits.
real world versions of the comic
It
suit.
did,
That's
where
true.
this
Yeah,
suit
this looks
looked
like
like
some
a-
sort of an armor.
Yeah, it looked like an Iron
And even
Man.
in the flashback scene or whatever, it's even worse. Like his whole face was covered, which we'll
They
get to
said
that,
it was
I'm
made
sure.
out
but-
of stuff that was
Silica,
on, like,
it's like-
NASA space shuttles.
Right, yeah, the
keep
same
from
thing.
burning up
Yeah.
when it comes to the
Which
atmosphere.
makes sense. I mean, it's going to take some space age polymer to withstand the friction
Oh, yeah.
between that guy's legs as he's running. You got to
Yeah,
think.
he's noticed he
So.
burned his shoes off.
You're
when
right. Yeah, he
in
just
that one
blasted
scene.
out
Took
of
them
them, didn't
off.
he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He they just disintegrated when he jumped. Yeah.
I do like that they had him saving Iris.
That was
in this
cool.
one.
That was cool. And, yeah, and
So you got to
include-
see Iris.
it was neat, and that was a cool scene where I think it's
Yeah.
neat where they show him just like sort of in normal speed and everything's just happening around him. I think that's a cool.
Again,
that's
the
what
only
you
thing I
got to
didn't
do.
like
That's
show
what
about
it
it
would
was
be
the
like.
music. The music. Dragging it out with the music and the
boy.
slow-mo.
It was a lot of slow mo.
So
Yeah, they
much.
take the fastest character in the movie and stretch it out to
Yeah.
the slowest.
Yeah.
And I don't know who does the music choices for that movie,
He lost
but
it.
it sucks.
And that's usually Zack Snyder. Now it was some of the music was a similar style to what Zack Snyder usually has in his movies, but Zack Snyder usually picks better songs. I think the music in Watchmen is about
It worked
perfect
for
for that
Watchmen.
movie. I
They
really
did
do.
have
But
really good
this
music for
music,
it.
like,
Voice.
I don't know,
It's
it
so
needed a-
terrible. Like if you're let me songwriters out there, if you're writing a song, make some of the words rhyme. Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of songs that's just like I'm just saying words that come into my mind. It was terrible. I
Or
can't
put
think of
some
what the ones.
subtitles, like
That'd be
the
fine too.
Icelandic
God,
singers.
it was
for the
terrible.
Aquaman
that was
scene.
one of those
Yeah,
things where
It was the
I don't know how it made
worst.
it back
No.
into that
That
movie.
was the most. The Icelandic singing was the most
Yeah.
unnecessary portion of the
I
entire
had no idea
movie.
what they were saying.
Yeah,
if they were singing good things or like sad songs or "Come Help Us."
well, yeah, was it praise
or
for
End of the
Aquaman?
World is coming.
Because she was
I would
sniffing his
assume
shirt.
Yeah.
I assume it's
Sniffing his
praise.
shirt,
I think it's
creepy.
like a yeah.
It had to be
It
some kind of
was.
like in honor of Aquaman.
She
Kind
was
of thing.
Yes.
fangirling hard.
Oh
But-
boy.
So
I don't know. I
Super
just didn't
weird.
like the music
That's
at
awful.
all.
Yeah.
But the
Also-
movie was great. Like
Yeah.
I thought the movie was good.
I think
was-
the improvements
I was,
that they made.
I was definitely like hooked into the movie.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do think it's strange though that him smashing that bottle and polluting the ocean.
Yeah, he
whereas
throws his
comes
shirt
from
in.
the
Oh,
He
yeah.
throws his shirt into the water. Like
Well-
she reclaimed his coat. At least we know
Yeah,
the coat
we'll
didn't
say,
make
yeah.
it. But his shirt in another scene
Yeah.
later on. I guess it's the scene
Takes
where
it
he
off
actually
and throws
does
it
drink
the wave hits,
right.
yeah.
Yeah,
he
and
throws
smashes
it.
the bottle. He's
Yeah.
littering,
smashes
Yeah.
the bottle. Yeah.
Litter it in your ocean.
Yeah.
and he's a ocean man.
Yeah. That's all he is.
Yeah.
He's more than just
strong
an
I
ocean.
do
ocean
like
man
that
with
they
a
cut
fork.
out Amber Heard
You-
from that a lot. I do like that because I don't like her.
Well, she was actually in this movie more than she was the original cut.
Well, she didn't have very many speaking scenes. She only
Yeah.
had like 2 speaking
Yeah, they
scenes.
didn't- yeah.
In the bubble and
Right.
then towards the end.
Yeah, when
And
they-
then in the
with
Nightmare
flashback.
Batman.
Right. Yeah.
Speaking of Nightmare Batman,
Yeah.
I like that, but I still don't like Joker.
No, Joker's still.
But
That
he was still
laugh.
terrible, and his laugh is. If he would stop doing that stupid laugh, he would have been okay.
yeah, I don't
He-
know what's up with that laugh.
It
Yeah.
sounds like an old lady.
It's like that's not how the Joker laughs,
No.
or that's
But-
not what I imagine.
Well,
the
it's
Joker
also a
laughs
question
like.
like he didn't have all his face tattoos either, did he? Like what
No,
happened to
he
all
just
that?
had like smeared. And
Well, he had
Just-
makeup on.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. They were covered up. That's what I hated about his. Joker's not a crime king. He don't do it for crime. He don't do it for
No,
money.
he's just
Like
crazy.
he's
Crazy.
just
Yeah.
nuts. He
I
likes
too.
chaos.
I didn't notice if he had the.
I didn't see the laughing,
I
the
didn't see
smile.
it, yeah.
Yeah, I
don't
didn't
think
either.
it showed his hands really because he was
Didn't
sitting on
really
the
much.
hood of that car, just basically
I
sitting there,
think
and
it
it was
showed
from
his
like
hand.
here
He
up,
had like SWAT
and you
gear
got to see like
on
the
and
side
like
of
a.
his face a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was one extended scene in the movie that they delved into more or whatever, and didn't exactly explain how they got this. So I guess at some point the whole thing about this was in Batman versus Superman. Batman has the flashback or the premonition of the Flash coming back in time from the future, warning him, and basically he gleans from that Lois Lane is the key to it all. And there's been like the video games, what is it, Injustice?
Yeah.
That's what sets Superman off in those. Like if his whole tie to this world is Lois Lane. If anything happens to her, he loses it.
Well, Snyder put out a like a little synopsis of what Justice League 2 and the final Justice League would have been about if he would have got to carry on with it.
Yeah.
And the whole second one would have been set in that nightmare world.
I think that could be interesting.
And
Oh, it would have been.
the reason
Yeah.
that Superman goes crazy is he goes off to fight Darkseid, and Bruce is supposed to take care of Lois. Somehow something happens, and instead of sacrificing himself to save Lois, he somehow lets her die. And it
That's why he
drives,
says
but
something
also
about in how many
Darkseid's got
worlds.
the what's that?
the anti-life equation.
And so he can
Yeah.
control anybody. So he takes and uses that to manipulate Superman under
Yeah.
his control.
yeah.
And then the third one's going to be where Batman sacrifices himself basically and dies.
Well, it's going to come down. I mean, if he's just giving the high points, what that's going to come down to is Bruce Wayne had to choose between humanity or Lois Lane, and he chose he chose the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
You know,
Lois and Clark have a kid.
Yeah. Well, so you see,
she's pregnant.
You see the pregnancy test in the night scene.
Bruce tells him congratulations when he's getting back to the farm.
Walking back in the house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But their son, I don't know why, but Snyder said he wasn't going to have superpowers. But you would think he's half Kryptonian. He's going to have some kind of superpower.
If he learned anything from Superman Returns, Superman's kid has superpowers. Remember, he throws that piano at that guy and kills him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's got superpowers.
Yeah, he's going to have superpowers.
But his kid is going to become the new Batman in Snyder's world.
He's writing his own chapter. I don't care. That's fine.
I mean, it's
because that nightmare stuff is an alternate. It's an alternate future.
It doesn't
anyways.
happen. Yeah, it's what could happen.
Right. That's fine. That's fine. You can always come back.
I thought it was cool that Deathstroke was on the team.
Who? I did too. Yeah, I thought that was neat. But that's the thing. Like,
Speaking
boy,
of Fortnite, the rumor is that skin's going to be coming to Fortnite. Deathstroke skin.
I love Deathstroke.
Yeah,
that's a good skin. So
I
think
right?
his no, still not. His so the nightmare sequence. I think it is definitely interesting, but man, it doesn't fit with anything else that was going on. Really, I mean, he poses so because I mean you see Deathstroke and he's talking to Lex Luthor about how they're starting their team or whatever, and all of a sudden he tells him, "I want you to kill Batman," and Batman is Bruce Wayne. And then the very next scene, if I remember correctly, is the nightmare sequence, and Deathstroke's on his team and they're buddies.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know what led to that.
You don't know what led to that, but you don't get any.
A choice.
So many people died, and it's
but you don't get any implication. That's what I mean. He jumps such. It's almost like he's just like, we filmed this stuff. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna just throw it in at the end, shotgun it in there with no context.
Yeah, they didn't like that thrown in.
Yeah, it's disjointed, and he called it an epilogue. I mean, it's but it is completely disjointed. I liked it to see what if. I would too. I would too.
I would like to see a movie set in that little time.
But that's
my favorite looking Batman.
Anything from epilogue forward, it didn't fit in that movie at all. Other than the fact that he said, he had a premonition or whatever. That the Flash did reach back in time and speak to him at some point. Mm-hmm. That's the only tie it has, really.
Yeah.
Because last we saw, Superman was good, Darkseid was defeated, now the Parademons are back, which he's preparing the Armada to come and all that stuff.
He insinuates he's coming.
He does, he does.
And he's going to do it the old way.
Right.
So
that could be cool. Yeah. But he's done it the old way a bunch of times, and Superman always comes through. I mean, and he doesn't just get laid down and defeated.
Well, he's got the equation now, though.
Yeah. He had the equation in Final Crisis, and they still beat him. That's the whole point of Final Crisis.
They don't know that storyline.
It's weird, and Grant Morrison's the worst comic book writer in the world, and he's the one that did Final Crisis. So
I know that final issue of Final Crisis went way up.
Because of our 23 Superman,
it's his first
the Superman that Michael B. Jordan,
is going to be playing.
I saw an article where he was confirming that he was going to do that. That he wasn't going to be Superman. He was going to be Calvin Ellis.
Yeah,
he wasn't going to try to be Superman. He was going to be, And Grant Morrison has said that Superman is his tribute to Barack Obama. I read an article that said that. That's why he created that. And apparently in that universe, all of the superheroes, it's basically a reverse, or what Grant Morrison sees as a reverse of our universe, that all of the superheroes in the Justice League are African American, and Batman is the token white character, is what they say. And so, and that's why he's based on Barack Obama. He is president of the United States in R23.
Oh, he's president.
Oh yeah, he's president. Calvin Ellis is president in R23. But that's what they said. He called Batman the token white guy on the team.
Would end up being a dictator.
I don't know.
Because he ain't gonna leave if he don't want to leave.
Well, if he's kind of like Superman, though, then he'd have a good heart.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be real noble, I guess. Like he's supposed to have the characteristics. It's just so happy. It's like they do the multiverse. Like one thing may be all that's different between this one and in this one, they have completely flipped the roles of African Americans versus whites or whatever.
Well, that book's up to about $100 now. I would assume it's going to keep going up as more and more. I would guess so.
As it gets closer to that movie or whatever.
Everything connected with him's up right now. There's some Earth 2 comics that have went up.
And so I read Final Crisis. I remember, so they go around, best I remember, they go around the multiverse with some time traveling people or whatever, and they're gathering an army of Superman. So they go to all these different realities, and they get the Superman from those realities, and that's how they got Calvin Ellis. He's from Earth 23, so they got him to and so he shows up in the end of that book. He's got a really cool costume.
Cool.
I don't know really anything about him. They've done some more stories with him since then, just from the surface though, that blue suit, it's kind of sort of like the S is reversed, like what would be red is yellow and what would be yellow is red, and then the whole suit is a lot lighter blue. I think it's a cool looking suit.
It does look cool.
It's
yeah.
pretty, I ended up last week. After we were talking about this, I was like, if the comic's going up, the figure's going to go up. So I hunted down and got the Multiverse R23 Batman. Superman. He's sitting on my shelf.
Action Comics the other day that I can't remember what number it is, but it's got him on the cover.
Yeah,
I think it's his first cover.
It's his first
appearance.
cover. Yeah,
And he's
Final
like
Crisis 7 is
pulling
his first appearance, and that Action Comics is his first cover.
And then there's something with Earth 2. There's like 2 Earth 2 comics that have went up connected in with something to do with him.
Okay.
I can't remember what they were. I can look it up because I got to know now.
Yeah.
So back to the Snyder Cut.
Yeah. I did like at the end too, in the Nightmare Flash's new suit that he got.
Yeah.
Don't know where he got it from. But
Yeah,
it's
it was like a Mad Max
robot.
mechanical
Yeah.
suit.
Might
Yeah,
have
it's
been
like
Mad
yeah.
I'm sure
Because
like
that's what
Cyborg may have.
I
helped
could
him with
have.
it.
It's okay, so yeah, that was another thing. So they turned Cyborg into War Machine.
Yeah.
Like under that tarp, he had War Machine's minigun on there. Oh, that was, and he had a little. Okay, here's one thing I didn't like about Cyborg. Anytime he got in power, he sprouted 2 little wormy arms out of his back. Did you notice
Yeah,
that?
those
That was sort of weird looking.
Wait, who?
Was kinda weird.
Cyborg. Anytime he got into trouble, like he
Oh,
sprouted
that
these
little
2,
arm?
and he
Yeah.
had multiple ones that would pop out. So when he pops up the minigun on his shoulder or whatever in the Nightmare sequence, he's got another arm over here holding a little canister of ammo. It was so weird. It's like that's.
I
Yeah.
know, I didn't like the way they made Steppenwolf's armor pulsate either.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
I kind of liked it though,
didn't
because
like it.
because there were times where at the end in the final fight,
Where
like
it
he sprouted
spiked,
spikes.
yeah.
Now
So-
that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't like that it was like it looked like it was
it's
breathing.
It did
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
it
didn't
did.
really, but he
But
did look much better.
Oh, yeah.
His face and everything looked so much
I wish
cooler.
the
His
Build-A-Figure
voice sounded
that we
better.
had that they put out that was that Build-A-Figure.
Well, if
instead
you
of-
want to talk
Yeah.
about that, so let's
Val
continue with the
Zod
movie.
is in
We'll
Earth 2.
we'll wrap back around to the toys or whatever. But spoiler, they are making a deluxe action figure of Steppenwolf. That's like a deluxe scale figure.
So it'll be
Of
that
course.
Build-A-Figure just repainted and everything.
No, this is
It's new.
McFarlane, so
Oh,
it's
it's
completely
McFarlane.
new.
That's
Yeah, this
different.
it's completely new.
Alright.
Yeah, all
Okay.
these are all new molds, as far as I know. So,
I do
cool.
like that they showed Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
In this one, whereas you normally never get Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, we have
ever. Even though
confirmed.
he's like one of the best
But-
characters that there is.
I like Martian
Yeah.
Manhunter. He looks stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. So that costume does not look terribly removed from what he looked like in New 52.
It's not necessarily the
It's his-
costume
the
as much
face
as
with
Yeah.
his
those, like,
face and
lines
stuff.
on his
Like,
head.
So
I like the old school look of
Yeah.
Martian Manhunter.
Well, he showed up looking different ways, and I know what you're saying. Yeah, his standard default look or
Yeah,
whatever.
like
but
the way
but he has
Actual
had
Martian
different
self.
he has had different head shapes throughout the comics or whatever.
But has he
Like,
ever looked like that?
I want to say that the New 52
find
is
out.
somewhat. I don't know about the head shape. I
don't-
guess I'm thinking more of the costume. The costume was pretty
Yeah.
close. But yeah,
It's weird they had like the almost
Yeah.
like veins.
I think that's probably supposed to be more his Martian head, and it does look real
Probably.
similar to his native Martian head. If you look up what the native Martians look like in the DC universe, it's something similar to that.
A good
But
name.
it's-
I would like to know how he has all the intel on everybody too. How he knows, which I guess he could pretend to be anybody and get into all that
Yeah,
data.
he looks-
so
pretend to be
he
whoever.
so he definitely is known for infiltrating like government stuff
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, yeah.
He looks and has never looked anything like that.
Look up John Jones Martian form or something like that. Anyways, as far as the costume, which is
But
amazing,
the costume did look good.
Oh, yeah.
I just didn't like the way his.
it looked okay, but even at that, I prefer his old just the red X going
Yeah,
across his.
that's what I like.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I just like the blue cape, the red X, and his boots.
I don't know why these people who decide to do comic movies like Marvel did it okay. They changed people's suits just enough that it wasn't like Captain America's suit doesn't translate well over.
Eventually, you got to get away from spandex, and you've got to,
But-
everybody's got to be some sort of armor or something.
But like they
Yeah,
just
'cause
like I
in
don't know.
reality, who's gonna fight in spandex?
yeah, and
Like when
nobody's
they put
jacked enough to
women-
fill out the spandex
Well,
like they
when
do in
put
the
women
comics.
in bikinis,
Yeah.
what woman is
Oh
going to
my
go fight
gosh.
in a bikini? You're going to be tugging and pulling
Yeah,
on
you're gonna be
everything,
falling
and
out.
it's not practical to
It's
fight in that. If anything, you'd fight in like a moo-moo so
Yeah,
that you
exactly.
can freely move.
Or a skin tight full suit, something that's fully covered, but I got front range and maneuverability.
something like
yeah, they
something
are.
like
Hey,
Black
I got
Widow's
one.
outfit.
I have a pair of like overalls or whatever. Like, hey man, if you get rid of the waistline, man, you
I used to
talking
sleep in like
comfort
a
now.
moo.
Yeah,
I
he
used
did.
My
to.
little
Yeah.
grandma, I did, man.
Used
We
to.
might have to find a
I used
picture
to.
of that and put it into here. It's,
Thanks,
pink, it's
Connell.
pink
Yeah.
also.
Yeah,
Pink.
I don't know
Oh,
where
boy,
it came
gosh.
from. I think it came out of a pallet when we used to buy
I
pallets.
think it did.
And it was in there. I was like, what is this crazy thing? It's like something my grandma would wear.
Well, my grandma would tell
And
you, go
then
put your
Phil
nightgown on.
started
Oh, boy.
So I started wearing it.
Was it joking or was it like, no, that's what I sleep in?
I slept in it for a while because it
Yeah.
was.
Did it start as a joke and ended up like, well,
I just
so-
put it on. I was like,
Yeah,
dang,
it's
this
like,
thing's
this is-
comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he'd sit around the house on the couch. And
What'd you think
stuff.
about that? You a fan?
I found it hilarious.
Yeah.
But
But as it
if there
became
was
more
a second one, I would have worn one
Well,
also.
you would have bought- it would have
because
been
they were.
fair.
It was like super warm.
Super
Yeah.
And
warm,
comfortable.
super soft.
so this
Yeah.
was pre-slanket, pre-snuggy.
It's probably about the
Snuggies
same
may
time
have
as
been out.
Snuggies. Yeah. Somewhere we have some
Snuggies,
of those.
these are better
too.
than a
Oh.
Snuggie though, because you're fully
Yeah, you can
encompassed.
actually move.
Instead of just having your
Instead of
arms in a
wrapped up.
Snuggie, and you're laying there like a blanket.
Yeah.
This thing's, I'm in a blanket.
I thought that's
Yeah.
what a snuggie was.
No, a Snuggie, you're a half blanket.
Oh.
This is a full, like I'm
Snuggie's basically like a
360
thick jacket.
around
Oh.
it. Have you never had Snuggie?
Like
No.
a jacket and a blanket mixed together. But
You're not living life.
I
You've
guess
never
not.
slept in a moo
No.
and you've never had a Snuggie on?
And I don't have Crocs. Never had a pair of Crocs on my feet.
Crocs are comfortable.
And I'll never know.
They're comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't own a pair anymore, but I did used to have a pair. They were like felt lined. They're pretty comfortable.
Fur.
I see why people wear them.
They're fur lined.
Yeah.
Well, it ain't real fur.
I know, but it wasn't felt.
It's like a felt fur.
Hmm.
Whatever. They're comfortable.
Potatoes,
I mean, hey, get you a moo out there, people. Sleep in it one night.
So probably
See if
the
it don't change your life.
back to the Snyder Cut. We get derailed again. So I guess the biggest difference is Darkseid actually showed up on screen rather than just mentioned in passing.
Yes.
Now you actually
I
see
don't
what
know how I
Darkseid.
feel about his chest.
So if you look at that, I was with you too.
Is it in the
Originally,
comics like that?
well, no,
No,
but
not
if
that
you look
comic.
at it, his collarbones and that impression make the Omega
Yeah.
symbol. So that's his symbol. So
Oh,
it makes more
gotcha.
sense now. If you look
Okay.
at it, it makes his symbol out of
Yeah.
his chest bones or whatever. And, and at that point, I was like, okay, well, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, he's got armor on anyways that
That
covers
scene
it.
though that they extended the first time he comes to Earth, they made that much better.
Pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Zeus was pretty awesome.
Zeus.
Oh,
so that was
yeah.
one question I had. It was talking about Zeus and his son Ares. So
Yes.
his son was the big giant tall guy that was.
Yeah,
So
The
the
one
Zeus.
that
Yeah,
hit,
Zeus was the brown
that
hair.
did
Right.
the major blow.
So
to
when
it.
Ares
Yeah.
walks up, Zeus is holding his helmet for him. That didn't make sense to me. It almost looked like Zeus was working for Ares. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
talking
didn't pay
about?
attention
He
to
did.
that.
That's what I rewound it and watched it again. I was like, wait a minute, which one of these is Zeus? Like
Well, Zeus was
Zeus
the
would
one
not be
shooting
holding
the-
his.
Yeah, thunder.
Yeah, and I assumed that's what it
Thunderbolts.
was. But the guy they had playing Ares looked older, bigger, and Zeus was holding his helmet. It kind of seemed backward to me.
Is Ares Zeus's son? though?
Yeah. As far as I know, he is. Yeah.
I know he's the god of war.
No, I'm pretty sure
Let's
I'm
find
pretty
out.
sure Hercules and Ares are brothers, or at least half brothers, and they're Zeus's children. The let's see, what are the Hercules is the lion of Olympus or whatever. I don't know. Ares
no,
is the
don't-
god of war.
I don't know my pantheon of.
But so and I guess we already knew that because they already confirmed Green
Yeah, he's
Lanterns.
the son of
Yeah.
Zeus
Yeah.
and Hera.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Green Lanterns, we had a return of the Green Lantern, which
Yeah,
had
we
already
did
been
have a Green
confirmed from the
Lantern in there.
original one.
Yeah.
But it was still pretty cool.
I thought it was good. That
Yeah.
whole scene, that fight scene
The
was
fight
good.
Yeah, it was
scene,
really good.
It really
Yeah,
is.
I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
I also liked how they had Wonder Woman actually go down into like the caves
Yeah.
and found out the information about the
Right.
mother boxes instead of just like, well, she just automatically knew it.
They
Right,
gave her a lot
right.
better scenes.
Yeah, it went a
too.
lot
It did.
deeper in her
Much
too.
better.
Yeah, it
That's
did.
why you really had to have it as long as it was to go into detail.
So
about
that was
all
the problem with the
stuff.
first Justice League is they were racing to catch
Yeah.
up with Marvel's like Marvel's got the Avengers, we got to get our team out there, and they did not build
also-
it.
They
No,
Marvel
didn't go
worked
into
on that.
backstories. Like Marvel
what I'm
gave
talking
you like
about.
this person's story, that person's story,
We
that
had-
person's story, and then threw them together.
had
We had
Iron Man,
two
Thor,
Iron Man movies. You
Captain
had
America.
basically
We've had, like,
5
70
hours of Iron Man
Yeah.
to get to know him and how he
Yeah.
ended up in the situation he's in. In
We've had like 72 Hulks.
Yeah, so but like for the Justice League, you had Batman and Superman, which had limited. But Man of Steel had his own movie, and then you had Batman versus Superman,
Wonder Woman.
so Wonder Woman
And
was
an
in
awful
Batman.
second Wonder Woman.
And see,
Yeah,
there
but
should
that
have
didn't.
been.
But that didn't exist
Oh, yeah,
before
it didn't.
Justice
No, it
League.
didn't.
So I mean, at that point, those
They
It's been a
rushed
long
Batman
time.
versus Superman.
Absolutely.
There should have been
They did.
a
That was
Superman
awful.
movie,
yeah.
then a Batman movie,
Yep.
Yeah.
and the ending of the Batman movie kind of sets up the discourse between Batman and Superman.
You should have left
and
leading
then
up to that.
we get that movie,
Right.
and then maybe in that movie you could have introduced Cyborg in that movie.
I don't know if DC's.
Well, no, you couldn't because technically he came about because of the stuff that happened.
because
in
of the
that
mother
movie.
box. So I don't know if DC technically thought like the bubble's going to burst. We got to strike while the iron's hot. We've got to get our team movie out there before comic book movies fall off. But I think I think Marvel's proven that that's probably not going to happen anytime
yeah.
soon.
It's not going
They should have
anywhere.
taken their time with it, just made good movies and let it happen organically. Marvel didn't. Marvel may have had a plan, but it didn't feel like they were forcing
They
it.
took 8 years
That's what I
to
mean.
build up to.
That's what I mean. I
8
think
Yeah, it was much better.
Yeah.
I think DC was just trying to jump on the train and they messed it up, and
I'm
people
tired
people
of-
hated it for
Yeah,
it.
I'm tired of DC redoing Batman.
Yeah.
I am so
Well,
tired of
yeah, let's just-
Batman movies and Batman figures.
It's
Get
the
you
only
a-
one that they can seem to do.
That's it. Well, how many DC characters are there that they could do movies on that they just keep picking the same ones?
Well,
Give us
Batman is.
Hercules
I mean,
or Zeus.
nobody
any of
takes a
those,
chance
like-
anymore, though. And Batman is non-bankable. Even a bad Batman movie makes a ton of money.
Yeah.
You know, if they're not going to take a chance on Martian Manhunter without seeing
I
it.
know,
Now,
it's so
maybe they would
awful.
see the results of Martian Manhunter from this, and
Yeah.
if they got a lot of positive buzz, then maybe they would. Like it amazes me that Shazam was one of the first movies that they did.
And it's their
as a
I love
best.
that
standalone.
movie.
Next to Wonder Woman, it's probably like their better movie that they
It
put
is.
out.
It's pretty good, but I
It
liked
is.
Aquaman. I didn't hate Aquaman. I'll say I didn't hate Batman versus Superman. I hated some of the stuff they did in it, but I don't think it's a terrible movie.
I don't like it.
I liked it
I say
okay.
worse movies, but they rush everything.
I like Ben Affleck's iteration of Batman,
I think he's
but
good
he's
Batman.
but he's
He's a good
underused.
Batman.
I mean, they don't. It's not. He's not Batman most of the time. He's Bruce Wayne.
But I just hate when they change so much of somebody. Like Doomsday's.
That was the worst part of it.
Doomsday looks
he's-
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was horrible in that
And
movie.
then whatever that thing was
Yeah.
was just that's the reason I hate the Power Ranger movie.
Yeah.
Like they took the Power Rangers who look cool, and they made them look like Iron Man,
Yeah,
and they made the Zords, which are cool.
well, like Transformers.
Yeah, they looked horrible. It's like,
That's what I'm
Goldar.
saying. Hollywood will not take a chance if they can.
but that is taking a chance because you're completely
not. They don't see it that way,
re-imaging
though.
something into something that you want it to be, instead of doing it the way that it was why people like it.
Yeah, but they think that a wider majority. They've already proven that Transformers makes billions of dollars, and they've proven that Iron Man makes billions of dollars. So instead of us taking a chance that the original was successful, it wasn't $1 billion successful. Let's take these two, merge it with something that there is an audience for, and that should be writing paper and paper money, you know. And
wasn't.
it
It
just does.
flopped
That's what I mean.
hard.
That's what I mean. So yeah, in essence, they are taking a chance. They just don't.
Yeah.
There's no telling how many study groups have looked at that, and for whatever reason, they were too far in to back out or whatever, or they had some data that thought that
Oh,
led
I'm
them to
sure
believe
they
that it
did
was going to
like
be
pre-screenings,
successful.
and everybody was like, "Oh, this is great." I
Yeah,
love it.
but they probably
And they
people
probably
screen-
pre-screened people who didn't give
didn't
crap
care about
Power
the
Rangers.
original, right?
And they're like, "Oh, it looks good. I think I'll take my kids to see this."
That's right.
They'll probably like it.
When in actuality, the people that would actually be paying for the tickets are the people that grew up with
Yeah.
the original.
Yeah.
And
I
they're
feel
going to be the
same
ones that
way.
want to take their
Oh,
kids.
yeah.
I don't want to see somebody's artistic vision of what they think my favorite thing should be. It's my favorite thing because of what it is, not
Yes,
what you're going to change
Don't
it
ruin
into.
it. Like
I
the
hate
story
that.
wasn't that bad. It wasn't a horrible story in the Power Ranger movie. It wasn't
Right.
that bad.
Yeah.
But they just made them look so horrible.
And that's the same thing with Batman. There's none of these Batmen have been the same. They've all been their own different story, and none of them match any of the comic versions exactly. But there's 1,000 different comic versions of Batman.
Oh,
You can
there's
pick and
so
choose
many.
pieces. Like it's hard to say I don't like that Batman movie because it's not Batman from the comics. Well, buddy, I bet you I can
Which one?
find right. I bet you I can find one that'll be pretty darn close.
Oh,
well, that's
yeah.
the problem with a lot of these comic book characters is they do have a
There's no set.
varying
They wanna
range
get-
of like who
right.
wrote it at this time to that time, and
But the good thing about comic books is most of the time, until they reset a universe, which happens all the time, is
they just did it with DC.
I know, but DC is not going to change the fact that Bruce Wayne's parents were murdered. That's where his journey for vengeance starts
His origin
from.
story starts
That's
there.
they will pick and change things here and there or whatever. Like Superman's had his origins rewritten a bunch of times. There are things they're going to change, but there are certain laws that they don't break with their origins or stuff, you know. And I'm sure I could probably be proven wrong even on that. But it just seems to me like that most of the time when you boil the character down, they start from the same point.
For the most part, it seems like that. But
And that makes it to where I can accept a lot of different versions of Batman because there isn't one definitive version of
Oh, yeah.
Batman. There's like this Ben Affleck's Batman was obviously mostly influenced by Frank Miller's Batman.
yeah,
I mean, the
definitely.
costume looks like it.
symbol,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, did you see the Dark Knight Returns Batmobile at the end?
No.
Please tell me you saw that. In the epilogue, when it's showing all the superheroes doing what they're doing, like it showed Cyborg taking off from the grave of his father or whatever.
Yeah.
When they zoom in on Batman, or when they zoom out from Batman, he's standing on the top of the tank
Oh,
of Batmobile.
Oh wait,
Tank?
yeah, I do remember the
Yeah.
tank.
That
It
was
like,
that was the Dark Knight
yeah.
Returns
Yeah.
tank
Because we were
Batmobile.
like, holy crap.
Super
that's
cool.
A
Right
massive
God, it
on
looks
tank.
so-
Yeah.
Make the live action Dark Knight Returns.
And just
You
copy
don't
the
have to
cartoon.
change
Cool.
anything.
Yeah.
No, you really
you
don't.
could copy the cartoon that DC did, or you could copy
Yeah.
the page just like you did Sin
Yeah.
City for Frank Miller. You could copy it page for page. That's a Batman
yeah.
movie.
That's
Yeah.
that would've
You
been
don't
an
have to.
awesome
You don't have to
movie.
think about this. It's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got everything you need.
Oh my gosh.
You even already have all the storyboarding done
You've got-
because they got the comic.
And
Exactly.
if you want to, there's two sequels to that already
Yep.
written.
yeah.
And the second one wouldn't be great, but Master Race is pretty good.
Oh, you mean like actual?
Yeah,
going
so
into-
Dark Knight Strikes Again,
Yeah,
which
okay.
ain't great.
I thought you meant like how the animated movie broke the first.
No,
one
I
off into
mean
two
Frank
parts.
Miller has written two
Yeah.
sequels to The Dark Knight Returns.
I haven't read that one yet. I got it at the house to read.
the second one.
Yeah.
You have read the first one.
I've read the first.
Okay, yeah. So the second one, it's a bit of a slog.
But I got
It
the
covers.
second one.
There's
there.
some neat stuff. Master Race is a return to form. I think. I think there's a lot of people that don't like Master Race. I liked it fine.
I've got that somewhere too, out there in the container.
I think you've got the single issues of it. It's.
I think I got a graphic novel.
Well, you may
somewhere.
do.
We
I,
have so
I
many
definitely.
graphic
Yeah.
novels.
I've
yeah.
got a bunch of
Yeah.
graphic novels out there in
Yeah.
that storage
So
container.
many.
I love graphic novels.
I like them too, 'cause,
I
I
buy
mean-
them and just stick them on the
Yeah.
shelf. I don't even read them
Well,
because I'm
they
going to
look
read
good
it
on the
digital. I
shelves.
know.
Well, I mean,
I
it's
got a good looking
everything all in
bookshelf.
one place. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm missing this one, missing that
Well,
one.
plus, you know,
Right.
if you collect comics, you don't want to read something you're collecting because you don't want to take the chance of damaging what you're collecting.
Yeah, but collecting comics is too much of a hassle for me. Not saying I will buy some comics sometime. I'm waiting on some on eBay right now, but I'm like you. I can get it all. I don't have to track down
Yeah,
every issue.
yeah.
If I
Sit
want,
there and read it all without having to get up and get another
and I know
book.
most of the time trades aren't worth anything, but
No, there's-
I collect trades.
There's
That's my-
very few that.
Yeah, you would think they
that
would
break
be
into
since they're all
to
the books
money.
in
and some
one.
of them, I
but,
guess,
like,
are like the Dark
There's a
Knight.
few,
Dark
like,
Knight,
yeah.
Returns.
I
is
mean, I
one
got
of
it
them,
on my
guess.
key collector. There is a bunch that break the $100 mark.
Yeah, and that's probably usually just because limited production runs
Limited
and stuff,
run
right?
or something like that.
Same
Like
thing
got
as
hot
anything.
real quick.
Scarcity causes.
Yeah, like the
causes-
Gargoyles trade
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Oh god. it's
And then you
expensive.
say a lot of the late issues of, the late volumes of Spawn are
There's
expensive
there's
because
like-
they
yeah.
they probably didn't sell but 100 of them. You know, you get
Oh
in
yeah,
that deep
Spawn
on Spawn,
started
it's gonna be
dropping
real
down, and he went from being the most sold comic, and
Yeah.
it just like slowly and slowly and slowly.
And when you apply that to trades, it's going to be even more dramatic.
Yeah,
I
there's like
imagine.
I can't remember what those trade backs are called, but there's like 3 Spawn trade backs. They're
Spawn
like two,
Origins, I think,
Yeah, I think
and
that's what it is.
I've
They're
got
like-
the first 2 volumes of it,
they're like
but there's like
$200 or
there's like
something like
20
that.
volumes or something like that. I think I ended up on a website called Humble Bundle, which they do digital comic bundles a lot. I ended up getting they released the whole Origins collection, plus where I guess Todd started Spawn back again. He has a new run now, and they gave you every issue up to what was current at that time. So I got it all
cool.
digitally now.
That Gargoyles trade back's like $500. And the
That's 'cause
second one I think is even
Gargoyles
more
is
expensive.
awesome.
But at the time people probably looked at it as a kid's show. So anybody that got the trade probably treated it like a coloring book. So there's probably very few of those in really good condition.
Oh, I'm sure.
I
you
think
know.
they were super limited
I
to
bet it
begin
was.
with.
I bet I've never even
And
heard
the
of
one
it.
that's expensive
Right.
is like it's got Goliath on the cover, like the Star Wars
Yeah.
original cover, you know, for
yeah
the poster.
right yeah, we're
it's
talking
kind of
about
like that, and got Demona at his leg and stuff.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
I like
I'd
gargoyles.
like to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll walk in here one day.
I hope so.
You
Probably
never
so.
know.
Probably.
I love gargoyles.
It's probably in the storage container right now, and you don't even know it.
I would know if I had it.
I don't know that you would.
I would.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
We dig through stuff all the time and be like, oh, I forgot we had
Uh-huh.
that.
I
Oh,
do
where'd
forget
this come
stuff that I
from?
have all the time.
Yeah, so much stuff.
But like
It's a good problem. to
I
have.
immediately
Yeah.
know, if I got a high dollar book. Now, if the
Yeah.
book has jumped off and become big, so like the other day, Saturday,
Oof.
I check a guy out. He's dug through my DC mix of comics. And it's hard to keep up with what I got. And he came out the counter with a static #1. Pretty good shape.
Yeah.
It's like an $80 comic now. I had $5
for
on it.
$5.
$5.
Which
Yeah.
goes to tell you, if you come to the store, you need to dig through the comics.
gotta
You
dig.
do need to
We
dig.
don't know what's in there.
This is not the
and
first
you
time this
can
has
find
happened.
Some treasures.
Holy
Now,
crap!
he picked up several books that have like in the last couple months have hit big.
It would take you 2 hours of any random day to go thumb through those boxes
Oh.
and pull out just
It'd
stuff
take
that
more
you
than
Well,
that, sadly.
I did it today. I dug through there to see if there was any more static books, and I pulled out static #2, which is his origin, and then some like later issues, but they're nothing big right now.
Yeah.
But like static #2 right now is like I think it's almost like a $20 book.
Yeah.
You could have got it for $1 Saturday.
Well, not too late
Not
now.
now.
Found it now.
I snatched that bad boy out.
That's why I gotta come dig.
Yeah, but it's happened a lot. A lot of people,
Oh, yeah.
and it ain't like I've heard of some people who own shops will, if you come up there with the book and they know it's hot, they won't sell it to you.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
No,
you just
Pretty
spent
shady.
you spent hours digging out there, bro.
That's
Whatever
on
you
man.
find,
If it was
Yeah.
worth that to me, I'd
Yeah.
have found it.
Exactly.
hell yeah,
That's your
just-
good fortune.
Yeah, it's your good fortune.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
think
gonna
that's
take
the way
that
to do
book away
it.
from
If
you.
you did that to me, if I came to the counter and you tried to ring me up for a high dollar, it'd be the last time you saw me.
Well, they
in
just
this
won't
store.
sell it. Oh, sorry, I didn't know that was in there. I
Well,
won't
you
sell
would
it.
not sell it.
Yeah.
You'd keep your $85 book, and you would lose any dime that I might would have spent in the future.
Yeah,
It's like,
I
it's
don't-
not
back.
worth it.
I don't know why anybody would do it.
Yeah,
No.
Because
that's
as quick as that book goes up, it could easily just go
Yeah.
right back
Fall
down.
right back.
And that ain't the only one you got. You know, I mean, it may be the
Oh,
only
that
copy
was
of
the
that.
only one I
I'm
had
saying
of
that
that.
may be the only copy of that book, but that is not the only scenario like that. There
Oh,
are
yeah,
there
no,
are
it
bound
happens
to
all
be
the
more
time.
expensive books
Oh,
somewhere.
it happens.
And you're
Yeah.
going to win on those.
Yep.
You know.
I mean, here a while back, I had a bunch of 52 for $1 comics, 50-cent comics, and I sold them all to a guy who makes mystery boxes.
Yeah.
And at the time, Static wasn't worth anything.
Yeah.
And there was a whole run, maybe 2 whole runs of Static
Yeah.
in that thing.
Yeah.
And the last issue was more expensive than number 1
Man.
because it was so.
Limited.
Yeah, nobody was ordering
Nobody
it.
wants it. Yeah.
And he's a cool looking character.
Yeah,
he
he's
looks
cool
cool.
looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a cool concept of how they all get their powers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else on the Justice League?
Oh, I like how they included Alfred more.
Yeah, he had a lot more speaking roles in it or whatever. Yeah, I thought that was cool.
I like how they also showed him like making Batman stuff.
Yeah. That was
cool.
neat. He
'Cause
made
you're always
those
like,
energy.
well, who makes all this and stuff?
Yeah.
Was
Well,
Yeah.
Lucius
Alfred.
Fox normally makes it all.
Well,
Well,
that's
I know,
true.
but in
yeah.
this one,
We know
Alfred's a-
Lucius, yeah.
It was
never-
Alfred.
Yeah, I thought that was cool, but it's
Yeah.
like
He couldn't-
whenever in any comic has Alfred ever been the? He might work on his his vehicles maybe.
I like
be his mechanic.
It does. You seem like more often you see him working on like the Batmobile or
But,
whatever.
like,
yeah.
techie?
Lucius is usually doing the
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, that's right. That's fine.
Yeah.
And I'm really surprised that they, I guess that's a result of them knowing that it's not going any further or whatever. But they could have easily. It would have been to their advantage to have Lucius because now ain't Lucius' son Batman in the current run.
Yeah, he's in this new what is it? What do they call it?
Future. I think it's just
Future State.
Future.
Future
okay.
State.
All right.
Yeah, he's the new Batman.
Yeah.
He's Batwing
Right,
before
right,
that.
right.
And now he's the new Batman.
Yeah, which is temporary. That's not going to be. Bruce Wayne will be back. I'm not sure why he's not Batman right
Well,
now.
this
but
is
you know
like
it's
a
gonna be.
Future State. Obviously,
alternate-
It's a future.
Oh, okay.
So it's
okay.
like Superman's son is the Superman now.
Yeah.
There's like a whole new Teen Titans.
Okay.
I can't remember what Damian's doing, but I think Damian's in it. Damian Wayne.
Yeah, there's some figures coming up from Future State, like that Joker bot or whatever. It looks
I
like
know a
Batman
lot
or
of people have
something.
been eating it up.
Yeah, I haven't read any of it yet.
I don't plan on reading.
I
any of it.
haven't. I
It's
barely.
honestly, it's probably garbage. if
I
had to
finished
guess.
the run of New 52 Batman, which is 10 years old now or more. I've read the first series in Batman in Rebirth. Never
I think
finished
people
it
are just
yet,
buying
so-
them up now for the maybe like investment quality of the comic.
Yeah.
Like hoping that it'll
That's
be.
true. Anytime they do, well, I mean, you look at the track record of like Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen. Anytime you bring out a new version of a character that already exists, you pretty much bank on it.
And
Yeah,
It'll be
that.
hot.
So many Spider-Gwen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's an expensive comic.
Yeah,
You get
oh
the,
my
there's-
gosh.
You got to get the certain variant, and then Miles Morales comic, it just broke a record. A 9.8 sold for almost $3,500.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Which is
Just
why we
keeps
gotta
going.
get
Yeah, I
our
gotta get
scent
mine
off.
graded.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
They just keep going up.
So one thing about back to again, we're gonna wrap back to Snyder
sorry.
Cut. When they got so Barry gets shot. When he's trying to build the charge to charge
yeah,
up
on the
Cyborg, and he
side.
gets shot in the side.
Oh, and he heals himself.
And so he that. But I mean, we see the alternative of they failed. The mother box is synchronized or whatever, and you don't see it. I mean, you see the explosion starting to come, and it's like building towards Barry, and then he races towards it. I thought that was really cool, where they show the world rebuilding itself
Yeah,
under his
that
feet
was
as he
really
races
cool.
towards it. What I didn't expect is as he gets close to the mother boxes, it graphically shows the reverse of Superman's body disintegrating. Like
Yeah.
did you see that?
They did that with
blood.
Cyborg,
They
too,
did it
at
with
the
Cyborg
end.
too, with blood and chunks
Yeah.
of meat and stuff,
Going
and
back into
coming
him.
back into it. And like there's
Yeah.
Superman's skull and all that. It was pretty graphic for what they showed.
It was really cool.
It was cool, but it's like so honestly, these 3 boxes is enough to
Annihilate Superman.
completely like
Has to be
Earth
pretty
is completely
powerful.
done at that point.
One thing that I did like that they took out was
What?
that Russian family.
Yeah.
made
Yeah,
no
that made
sense.
yeah.
and also their like remember when Superman shows up and him and Cyborg pull the boxes apart, whatever it was or whatever, and they're all like,
I can't feel my toes.
I wish I could feel my like their attempts at Avengers humor. It did not work.
They took
it was
all
much,
that out.
so much better without that.
It was because Wonder Woman lassoed Aquaman.
Yeah,
and he's over there.
No, he sat on.
He sat on the lasso.
Yeah.
And
He's like confessing.
Now that's the one I'll give him. I didn't hate that in the original one, but I see what your
one.
point. Yeah,
They took out all the little humor
yeah,
like that. It was a dark. They even toned down. Like when you look at the side by side of the Whedon, I think it's how he says Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon, yeah.
And you look at Snyder's, like everything's toned down.
Less saturated.
I mean, it's so much darker.
Yeah.
I was a little bummed that they took out the race at the end.
Yeah.
Between Flash and Superman, but
it made sense because they took out anything that could be.
Oh, I know.
It'll tie to a future
uplifting.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's
There
all
was
doom and
uplifting.
gloom. Yeah, right. Well, it's somewhat uplifting because they're like, okay, he's going to rebuild Wayne Manor, which he'd already done in the Joss Whedon. He's opening Wayne Manor, going to make just the Hall of
Now
Justice.
that was Wayne Manor.
Yeah.
When did he let it go to hell? Why would he
Remember, he lives in that little lake house. Like, he doesn't have anything to do. In this story, he didn't have anything to do with Wayne Manor.
Yeah, he lives in that glass house.
Remember the glass house on the
I
lake?
remember the glass house.
Yeah, that's Wayne Manor that's
he don't want to be
failed
there
to
because of his
disrepair.
parents.
Yeah, that's
He's
just his
still
version of Batman.
Mopey
dude.
about that.
So where was the Batcave?
Under that lake.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
the back. So you can see. Okay.
And like
it's in proximity.
elevator.
The Wayne Manor is in proximity to the house that he's living in.
So it's part of the same.
It's
cave
part
system.
of the cave system, right?
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
I guess I don't pay attention to
There
that.
is a ton.
He
Hey,
was probably playing Fortnite.
I didn't play Fortnite during that.
Let's don't get off on this
I
again.
don't think I did.
He was probably falling asleep.
Probably could have been towards when I was falling asleep.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool too. When they showed flashes of Darkseid on Olympus, you saw. So you see Desaad, which is kind of like Darkseid's right hand man. You see him a few times through the movie. You actually see him in the flesh at the end.
Yeah.
But did you notice Granny Goodness standing on the other side?
Oh no!
You know who Granny Goodness is?
Yeah.
Okay, that was that chick that was in the background standing on the other side of Darkseid. That was Granny Goodness. You can see she had her staff and everything. They never named her. She doesn't say a word, but
she's there.
She's standing there.
Cool.
I really thought when I realized that's who it was, I really thought they would take that opportunity to show like the female Furies, like her.
Like Big Barda. And
Big Barda was one of them. She was the leader at one time, but there's always like a group of 4 or 5 of them. I figured that they would show up, but I didn't see them. Or maybe that would have been where they could have showed Big Barda, before she turns good or whatever, because she used to be the leader of the Furies. But I thought that was neat that they actually had.
I didn't even catch
yeah,
that.
you got to go back and check that out. She's in a couple of scenes you just see her. She doesn't say anything.
I feel like I don't know, I might be wrong. Maybe I feel like they've said Big Barda is going to be in something.
Do you remember Granny Goodness in the Superman cartoon?
Yes.
That was Ed Asner doing the voice of a lady.
Ed Asner.
Ed
Who is
Asner.
that?
I don't know what he's been in that. I mean, I know a few movies, but I don't think you would
They
know
just
him.
added that to HBO Max.
The Superman series,
Yep, Superman
really?
series is
Okay,
on
yeah.
there.
Well, check out the ones that
I'm
take
gonna-
place on Apocalypse or whatever, and that is a dude's voice doing the voice.
As soon as
and I'm honestly
It
not sure
happens
that
like that a lot,
I'm really
though.
not sure that Granny Goodness isn't supposed to be a dude, and they just call her Granny. I don't know, but I always assumed it was a lady.
assumed it was a lady.
Well,
Well,
that's Ed Asner doing the
Dexter
voice.
from
It's
Dexter
super good.
Laboratories a chick.
Well, Bart Simpson's a girl.
Yes,
Yeah,
chick.
it always has been. Yeah.
Well, the
Right here
people
on the back
from
of my phone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Hank Hill and Bobby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bobby.
Bobby.
Yeah.
That's a
That
chick.
boy ain't right.
Also, too, on Bob's Burgers.
Oh, it happens all the
The
time.
girls are all guys.
Hey, okay. We're talking about ladies impersonating youthful characters. This is an old man,
man.
imitating a granny. It's a little different. But I think he does a really good job. I mean, that's when I see Granny Goodness, that's the voice I hear. So
I'm gonna plan on going back and watching that as soon as I finish Batman.
Superman.
Yeah, as soon as I finish Batman the animated series.
I've watched a bunch of it. There's nothing ever going to be as good as the original Batman animated series. Nothing. And I know you like Batman Beyond, and it's good for what it is. But there's still the first 2 seasons of the animated series Batman. For me, there'll never be another show, live action, cartoon, or anything that I like better than that. I don't think.
The one problem I have with that show is how do all the villains keep getting literally every episode at the end of it they're in jail.
Yeah.
The next episode they're out of jail and then they're back in jail and then they're out of jail.
That's
Who is
comics
letting
for
them
you.
out?
Well, they
That's
don't
comics
ever
work. They
give
never.
you
They're
a
not
time
in
frame
jail.
either.
They're not in jail.
Yeah, they're
Or
in a mental
rehab.
hospital.
They're in a mental
How
asylum.
did they get back out of the mental asylum?
Which makes
Was
no
it Arkham?
sense that
How'd
they
they
would-
get out of Arkham?
Well, hey, Joker talked his own doctor into loving him, so anything's possible. I mean, you can't.
true.
Yeah, you got to suspend your disbelief.
And I still don't like. Was it Jesse
Eisenberg.
Yeah.
He ain't Lex Luthor.
Gosh.
He is not Lex Luthor.
That is the worst.
No.
Lex Luthor
Whoever
I've ever
was the
seen.
casting
I can't
director for
imagine.
that should
Yeah.
be fired.
I
awful.
think what they intended to
First off,
do.
seems like a teenager.
Yeah, and so what I would have said is I think they intended let's get somebody young that can be Lex Luthor for a while.
Yeah.
But he's in a universe where Ben Affleck's Batman, so he's already an old man.
Yeah, he's
you
been
know?
Batman for a while.
That's what I
like
mean. So
20 years.
that doesn't wash out. I don't
No.
know. I don't know what the point was, but yeah, I
No,
never have
he
liked
did.
Jesse Eisenberg.
He's
super
okay
I
in
like him
like
in Zombieland.
Zombieland or
Yeah.
something funny, but
Yeah, I guess that's what I would say. I don't like him as
Yeah.
Lex Luthor. There,
No.
yeah, he does. Zombieland, he's fine.
doesn't play a
That's
good
the
crazy
character
man.
you want him to be. That neurotic.
yeah,
you know,
but that don't
spaz or
translate
whatever.
well
Yeah.
to Lex
Not
Luthor.
Lex
Lex
Luthor.
Luthor's not
Lex
like that
Luthor's
at
cool
all.
and
No.
calculated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was what, president?
At least
He
in
becomes president.
he does become president. At least in this one, he's not doing all and all these weird
Oh,
noises that he made in
yeah.
Batman vs Superman. I mean, he is still weird, but he's not making all these little chirps and stuff. You ever seen the supercut of all the little weird noises that he makes?
No,
Check it
I
out on
tried.
YouTube. Look up for the Lex Luthor supercut or something, and it puts him end to end every little stupid noise he makes.
Oh,
It's
no.
so weird.
He
when
tried
you
way
realize
too hard,
way
though,
too
he
hard,
did.
way
Yeah.
too hard. Yeah,
It's like he wanted to come off like a Heath Ledger.
yeah, right,
Kinda
exactly.
like role.
His artistic touch on it. I
But
hate
it's
that
like
crap.
Lex Luthor's not
Awful.
a
Honestly,
he's a psychopath.
I
but
don't
he's-
remember much about Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor because I never was a huge fan of the Christopher. I was too young for one thing, but I haven't went back to watch the Christopher Reeve Superman. But I think for what it was, I think Kevin Spacey did pretty good as
Kevin
Lex Luthor.
Spacey did good.
in Superman
Gene
Returns.
Hackman's okay.
Yeah.
But
Well, and that's another thing too. Back in the '70s, even in the comic books, and that was true with all the villains and stuff in DC Comics or whatever. They were more cornball kind of from the '70s, and that's what Gene Hackman was doing. You know, he wasn't the murderous psychopath that Lex Luthor is. Like, do anything to win. You know, as long as he beats Superman, it wasn't that. You know. So I think Gene Hackman was doing a different version. He was doing a contemporary
well, he
version
had
of the character
hair too, didn't he?
to start with, I
Yeah.
think, and he loses it. Which
Yeah,
is
I can't remember when he loses. It's been a while since I've seen those movies.
I've never seen them all, but I know
I've seen them all, but it's
Yeah.
been a while.
The Jesse Eisenberg though, doesn't he start with like no hair as a kid?
No, he
starts
started
with
hair.
long red hair throughout the
Yeah.
movie until the end. They shave him when he gets to jail, right? That's when he loses his hair.
I think so.
I think it's just when he
Okay.
gets
They'd
put in
have been
prison.
better off
Thinking
just
about
pulling
that
up the
movie.
dude who played Lex Luthor in Smallville.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
he's a good.
Yeah.
He was a good.
Yeah.
He was a good Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
You got it seems like they were doing anything it took to
Smallville's
cut
so
all
good.
ties with WB.
Smallville.
You know,
I know.
anything WB they weren't gonna use because otherwise you'd have got that what is his name, Gustin or something, to be the Flash. Like,
So
just
I
get
would've-
that guy to be the Flash.
Yeah,
he's a good Flash.
Yeah, I
A
know.
really good
But
Flash.
they wanted to tell a different story.
That's the
I would have been
CW
fine
too.
with that. That's what I meant. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
WB.
It used to be WB.
Yeah, it's
CW
CW.
used to be WB.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows what I'm talking about.
I don't
Yeah.
think they
Thanks
did.
a lot,
But
If you watch those,
Yeah.
I mean, the
shows, you know.
CW,
You're
you know,
right,
they got
though.
that Stargirl show now.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any of it.
It seems like all their shows are hits. People like those versions of the characters.
They do a good job with those
They do a good
shows.
job
Yeah.
with shows.
Yeah.
And they do a good job with animated.
Animated.
And they
Terrible.
struggle with movies.
Terrible with live
But
action
Marvel
movies.
is the exact opposite.
That's
so,
true. Yeah, I cannot. I'm
Yeah,
trying
because
to
their
think.
show track record has
Ooh,
not
yeah.
been good.
No, except
No.
for cartoons.
Yeah.
And their
Agents
animated
of
movies.
S.H.I.E.L.D.
They're all right. but
Well, the
yeah.
cartoon series,
Yeah.
not animated movies. Their
Yeah.
animated movies are pretty much all terrible. There's some good ones, but majority of the
yeah,
later ones
Most
are
all their
pretty
TV
terrible.
shows don't make it a season or 2 seasons.
Yeah. I know.
Runaways made it like a season. Cloak and Dagger
Well, I
made
guess
it like a season.
yeah, I guess I'm talking more animated, like the classic X-Men cartoon and like classic Spider-Man cartoon. Which even those don't have
Those
super
didn't have
long.
very
They
long.
don't. I think
They didn't make it too many
X-Men
seasons.
maybe 3 seasons or something. I
Maybe
think
3
maybe
or
not
4
even that.
seasons.
I think there's 5 volumes of DVD, so maybe that's just 2 seasons.
I can't. Spider-Man, I think, maybe made it 3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah, and I heard the story why it got canceled. That was like an interior. That wasn't because the show sucked. That was something to do with
Creators.
yeah, it was something to do with the creators and the producers or something like that.
It's a good show, though. I watched
I
it when I
like
was
it.
down with my hip.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Spider-Man. And I've always heard that the Silver Surfer cartoon is really good.
That one's good.
Always
And it
heard
only
it.
got
It's
one
good.
season.
Yeah.
We went back and watched it.
Yeah.
It was
But if
really
you try to
good.
go back and watch the old Iron Man cartoon, it ain't great.
I tried to watch
Ooh, boy.
it.
bad.
Incredible
It's bad.
Hulk,
Fantastic
and Fantastic
Four,
Four.
not
They
great.
all aren't.
They're
None
not
of
great.
them are good.
Now,
No.
the newer versions that they did, so I'll say this, on the new versions for Marvel animated series, those new Avengers shows, I didn't see the second one, but when Avengers blew up in the movies and everything, and they did, was it called Avengers Assemble? I don't remember. Whatever the first show was I think it was run by Disney, I guess, but whatever it was a pretty good show, and at the same time, they came out with Hulk had his own show, and where he was leading like a team of Gamma superheroes.
Oh,
It was
that
pretty
sounds
good.
cool.
There was a lot of shows that came out during that time that Marvel did. They were pretty good. But the animated like hour and a half, hour and 15-minute movies, they're garbage. They're all bad.
The only one that I really like a lot is that Planet Hulk.
Planet Hulk's good. The ones they started with, I want to say, were the Ultimate Avengers movies. They were both really good. That Hulk versus, where it's Hulk versus Wolverine, Hulk versus Thor, that's pretty good. But then now we sound like we're saying all of them are pretty good. There was an Invincible Iron Man movie that was there was a Punisher there was a Punisher Black Widow movie, terrible. There was an Iron Man Rise of Technovore, it was garbage. There was an Iron Man Hulk movie, it was terrible. So it's like, I guess that's what it is. I guess if you line the timelines up, when DC got into making animated movies, from that point forward, everything that came out Marvel was garbage. From the home release movies, not necessarily the shows.
All the talent.
It was something like that. I don't know. But
well, DC makes it a point to put out a couple a year.
Yeah,
Marvel
like this year, the Batman movie just came out. What is it called? Shadow of the something or other, Dragon something or other,
something Dragon.
So I saw the next one.
It's an Elseworld movie.
Usually when they release one, they have already announced the next 2 or 3. So I looked up what the next one is. The next one is Justice Society of America World War II. So it's a period movie. Cool. It does. It looks really cool. I never cared much. I was I didn't know much about the Justice League when I was a kid. So I definitely didn't care anything about the Justice Society. But knowing more about it now and looking back on the roster of the team and where some of these characters, like Power Girl, she always looked cool, but I had no idea where she came from. She was a Justice Society character. And Wildcat, he's like one of the best hand-to-hand combatants in the DC universe. He was a Justice Society character. There's a lot of cool characters that came from Justice Society. So the what's the original Flash? What's it? Jay Garrick.
Jay Garrick.
He's
and
Justice
then what you
Society.
got? Dr. Fate's in it.
The Green Lantern that gets his power from that stick of wood or whatever. He's Justice Society. It's a bunch of it.
He's not even like
he's not even a Green Lantern Corps. He is a Green Lantern, but it's completely different.
Completely different.
What's
that guy's name?
I don't know. I'll never think of it, and it won't matter if we do.
Everybody else will be like,
I mean, everybody cares about Silver Age when Hal Jordan
exactly, and that's what happened. That's basically that was more or less I guess maybe did Justice Society come out concurrently with Justice League in the Golden Age, or
that's a good Justice League came out in the 60s, so it had been a Silver Age book.
So I'm going to guess that maybe Justice Society was first.
Well,
I don't look. I do not know this, and I'm not claiming to know this, but I'm just saying that
I can tell you the Green Lantern guy.
The contemporary characters that make up the Justice League now, their Golden Age versions seem to be the Justice Society. Now, whether that's based on timeline or what, so you got Flash and you got Jay Garrick and you got.
So I know Jay Garrick's a Golden Age superhero.
Right. He was the original Flash.
And Alan Scott.
That's the Green Lantern guy.
So he's a Golden Age
Green Lantern
character. Yeah.
And so when they did away with the Golden Age and put it, and did they? Oh my gosh, boy, we're getting into comic book people. Let's just move on because we're going to get this completely wrong.
That's okay.
Some comic event happened that made all of those Golden Age characters actually be the versions of those characters from a different multiverse reality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like the old man Superman that you see from is it Earth 2? I don't know. Is that Superman from the Golden Age? The one where Batman married Batwoman or whatever, and their daughter was Helena, was the Huntress or whatever. That's the Earth 2 or whatever version it is. That was one of their crisis events where they rewrote history or whatever. So all those characters from the Golden Age exist. But it turns out all along that was just those characters from a different multiverse dimension.
Yeah,
and I think that's a good idea. That lets you keep Batman young forever. Lets you keep telling new stories. I think multiverse ideas. That's the only way you can have comic books to not make sense, but to continue.
Yeah, carry on with different stuff.
Okay.
It's gonna work in the
so
movies
let's wrap. Is there anything else about Justice League? I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff we didn't talk about just because it is so much the same movie as the other one.
So I do like how they did the mother boxes in this one, like when they combine together, make an actual box instead of like in the first one, it was just like a glue.
They were just like gluing them. Yeah, they kind of synchronized into one
like
shape. I thought that was pretty neat.
Ball of light.
That was pretty. So okay, do you think that Barry basically resetting time? They're still planning the Flashpoint movie? Is that right?
It's happening.
Do you think that
all the cyborgs?
Do you think that they will touch into this? Because that's always what happens in Flashpoint. Is he goes back and he basically reverses time because he breaks the sound barrier or the light barrier or whatever.
Well, he referenced it twice. Why not to do it?
Right.
I don't feel like they'll tie off of that.
You don't think they'll say that's when it happened?
I think he'll do like he did in the comics and try to go back and save his mom and his
get his dad from
yeah.
I don't know. I was
That's what I
just curious
think they'll
about
do.
that. I thought that they may not acknowledge. So this is my point, or I don't have a point, but this is something I'm wondering about. They say that they've confirmed that they're not doing any sequels to Zack Snyder's Justice League. If somehow Zack Snyder's Justice League proves to have made them, Warner Brothers or whoever owns that, $1 billion, they will follow up Zack Snyder's Justice
The problem
League.
is it's not in theaters.
It's not in theaters, but that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So
they'd have
And
to
you
make.
don't have to pay for it.
that's what I mean. You can't. I don't know if that's even possible.
It's
but,
not possible to make $1 billion without being in theaters.
But if they can convince themselves that the positive spin from it would have been enough to, I would not say that if this thing goes crazy viral or whatever, if that's what you want to call it, that it doesn't get a theatrical release.
Well,
I don't think
I
it's
can
off
see
the
it
books.
being released in the theaters.
I think
later
it'll be
on.
a
come
smart
out with
move.
the DVDs
They
really
would-
quick.
that's what I'm
and
saying.
Then see how many DVD sales.
That's
they
what
have
I'm
off
curious
of it.
about. Now, I think if they do a theatrical release, it will have to be before they do a Blu-ray DVD release. Otherwise, you shoot yourself in the foot.
Well, they can tell too how many ups and subscribers they have on HBO Max.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did this make it?
Did
Did
it
this
have
make
an
it?
uptick,
like
Did this
with
make
Wonder
it?
Woman?
Did people subscribe just
Yeah.
for this movie?
'Cause,
Right.
they had a huge uptick when
Right.
Wonder Woman came out.
That's what I mean.
That's so bad.
I'm sure they'll have a huge uptick when this came out.
That's what I mean. Like I guarantee you, I will buy it on Blu-ray when it
But
comes
I
out.
think
I'll buy them
they're-
all.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But
I think they're pretty much done with it. The way I got
He's
from
saying
Zack,
that.
well, the way
That's
I
what
got
it
from
said
Zack
today.
Snyder's,
that's
They
what I've been reading
confirmed
too.
it,
But
yeah.
I don't know that we're far enough into it to
we know he did
the
an
monetary-
article saying that they didn't like a lot of what he did, anyways.
in his revision or
Yeah.
originally.
Period.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of stuff he wanted to get in that they just said straight up, you can't get. We're not even doing that. I think they're just kind of washing their hands completely with
So
it.
why did they give him a second chance to do the Snyder Cut? What monetary gain did they get from this? I mean, it had to be something.
Beef up HBO Max.
Either that or probably because people were so disappointed with the first one.
It was
Obviously-
going to
He
kill
was probably
all
like,
future
I can do
DC
this.
movies. 'Cause of that
Obviously,
bad
if
taste.
COVID
Yeah,
didn't
so
happen, the
awful.
Snyder Cut don't happen. The limitations of new movies not coming out and not being able to shoot new movies, this was a perfect storm. It's the only reason that this even
probably
exists.
is.
It absolutely. You would not convince me otherwise.
Because-
In a normal situation, this does not happen. They would have done exactly what you said. They would have washed their hands of it and act like it never. Joss Whedon's would be the final Justice League you ever got.
But I don't think they're going to do anything. I don't even see the point in doing a Flashpoint movie, really, either.
If they do different Flash, I'd be more than
Well, I
happy.
would be
but-
too. But like
I
that's
would
to
love
me,
to see a
that's like
Flashpoint
a
movie.
setup. That's not like the very first standalone Flash movie. That's like
It shouldn't be.
so
it really
Flash
shouldn't.
comes out, he does his thing, and maybe have like Captain Cold and
Exactly. We don't know
few-
anything about normal vanilla Flash at this point. You don't go back
give
to
me
his
some
Flash
of his
point, right.
his rogues gallery people trying to take him out, and then
That could be
maybe
just-
Flash 2 is Flashpoint.
It could be just another opportunity that they're looking for. It's like, hey, Flashpoint's one of the biggest stories we got, or it's like, and that gets us that gives us an end to get Michael Keaton back as Batman to play the Flashpoint Batman, old man Batman.
Yeah.
They could be looking at just that, like Michael Keaton
Batman
ain't
Beyond movie.
Michael Keaton ain't getting no younger. If we're going to do this, we got to do it now. And the only way we can justify having old Batman is Flashpoint, or
But, I don't know how they hadn't fired that Ezra Miller because I think it was last year.
Yeah.
He shoved that.
Yeah,
I think it was a chick.
that's what they said.
And they've confirmed that it wasn't like that the person who works at that place where it happened at was like, it wasn't like a prank, a joke.
no, it was for
It was a
real.
legit thing. He went off and shoved that person.
There again, the situation, it's they do not care about what he actually did, whether they say that or not. It's the public perception.
And it
if
kinda
they think
got
that
whitewashed down
right,
and
if they
nobody-
think that they can get a net positive from keeping him, then they'll make it whatever it has to be to make it okay that he did that. They'll come up with some excuse, pay her off, whatever it takes to make this okay. If they think that the net gain is through going down the negative path of firing him, like more people will be happy if we fire
yeah.
him. That's what they'll do.
He's
They don't
just
care
so
about
weird,
people.
too.
Nobody does. It's all about money.
He's a strange
He's
little
a
dude.
weird little dude.
He is, man. I
I
just
ain't
don't
into
like
it
him.
at all.
Yeah, I just don't care for him.
Give me that. I ain't even watched much of the
Grant
Flash on
Gustin,
CW.
yeah.
Give me
He's
that
good.
guy.
He's great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's really
I'll tell you
good.
what.
Super good.
I'll take the guy in the muscle suit from the '80s over Ezra Miller. You remember
You know,
that?
he's the guy that plays Jay
Yeah,
Garrick in
and
the Flash
I
show.
did know that, and I
Yeah.
think that's cool.
Yeah.
I think
And
that's
I think Jay Garrett that he's reprising that character in that Stargirl show.
cool. Really,
Yeah.
that's super
Cool.
cool. Because
Yeah.
Stargirl's Justice Society too,
Yeah.
isn't she? Yeah, so that makes sense.
Starman or
Super cool.
whatever. Yeah, that show looks good.
Everybody says it is.
I haven't watched. It's on HBO Max. I just haven't watched it
I
yet.
hadn't either.
DC's got a lot of good shows.
They
Yeah.
do like the
Like
the
Doom
Titans,
Patrol.
Doom Patrol is
Patrol.
freaking.
Oh,
I love
my
Doom
gosh.
It's
Patrol.
They got good
hilarious.
stuff.
They do got good shows.
Yeah. I
Which
hope it
one's
lasts.
Lock and Key?
That's not. That is a comic book,
Yeah,
but
but
it's
it's
on
on
Netflix,
Netflix.
and
Right,
it's
right.
a It might be an IDW or somebody like that.
I think it might be IDW. I think you might be right.
It's definitely an independent, but
Yeah.
it's
good.
you know they got that other one Netflix is doing, Jupiter's Legacy.
Yeah, I never
That's
did.
based off a comic.
Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what. You'd be surprised how many things that you don't even realize was a graphic novel or
yeah.
something. There's
What's
so much.
the
Nobody's doing anything
Mary-
original anymore.
What?
Mary. No, what's the
Mary
one? She
Had a
looks like
Little
a
Lamb?
nun. The nun.
Oh,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
dang it.
So I'm thinking of Umbrella
I
Academy,
know.
but you're thinking of the Handmaid's Nurse.
No, it's on
Handmaid's
Netflix.
Tale or whatever. What is it?
No.
Handmaid's Nurse. That is not what it's called. Whatever.
I know.
Warrior Nun.
Yeah, Warrior Nun.
Warrior Nun.
Yeah, that's
that
an
But
was
you
easy
know,
movie.
that movie with Tom Hanks, Road to Perdition.
Yeah,
You know, that's a comic,
yeah.
and I think it won
Yeah,
an
there's
Oscar.
a lot
Uh-huh.
of movies that you don't realize
There
are
is
actually
like
comics.
there's
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff
Yeah.
that is off comic books.
Do you
out
remember
there.
the show in the 70s? I think it was The Incredible Hulk. That was a comic book. It was, no kidding. People think that they built that around Lou Ferrigno, but actually Hulk existed before Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
Yeah, he's been around. Hulk's
He's
been around a long
he's been
time.
around a while.
I'm pretty bummed he's not
Since
going to be
the
at the con
60s.
now because I had a VHS of him
Oh
as the
yeah,
Hulk.
was he supposed to be there?
Yeah, I was gonna
What did he
get
back
his-
out for?
I don't know.
COVID?
Scheduling conflict.
Gonna get him
Oh.
to sign my copy of Pumping Iron.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Ask him some workout tips.
yeah. I bet you he's got them.
You need to give me a video of him going, Arnold.
Yeah,
You've never watched Pumping Iron, have you?
yeah,
Okay.
I've seen it. Yeah,
All
I
right.
love Pumping Iron.
Hell yeah, me too.
No, I mean, I
love
couldn't
that
give you word
scene.
for word, but yeah, I remember. Yeah, him and his dad.
funny.
Yeah, him and his
Yeah.
dad, he's
Yes.
doing those
Yeah.
shoulder presses,
Yeah.
standing shoulder presses. He was huge.
Yes, he was.
Like, insanely
He
huge.
was a big guy.
Yeah, I mean, he was. I don't-
Seems like a real nice guy too. Like genuinely nice.
Yeah.
Like I've never
Yeah.
heard anybody say anything bad about him. Like he
I
just,
reckon he
He's
is
who
nice.
last time he came to Huntsville, they like deputized him.
I think
that's
they
cool.
did because he
Yeah.
does
Yeah.
something with law enforcement.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like
does some-
deputized him.
He was on WHNT, did an
Yeah.
interview. He seemed like a cool
seems
dude.
like
Yeah.
every time I've ever heard him speak, he seems like really
Oh, yeah.
genuinely
Real
nice.
laid back, yeah.
I wasn't able to get an autograph or anything from him at that one. We were so busy. I could just we were set up on the end, and I was straight lined with him. He was a good ways away, but he seemed like a cool dude.
Eye contact. Did he
We made eye contact a couple times.
He
One time he gave me-
yeah, he's like,
Give
you
me
show
a
me yours, I'll
flex.
show you
Yeah.
mine.
He's still pretty.
he keeps
Oh,
in
yeah.
shape. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like he's in better shape than
Keeps it
Arnold
tight.
is.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Arnold's old man, full on old
That's
man
fine.
now. Yeah. But hey, he wrote it for everything it was worth.
You can't do it forever.
No, you can't. No,
Uh,
he got a good run out of it.
He did. I mean, he's still well. Like his arm, you can tell he's still
Oh, yeah.
a thick, muscular
You
dude
just
to
can't
a
maintain
degree.
it forever.
But he's 70-something
He's
years
falling
old.
apart. Like his body is slowly dying.
Yeah,
You know.
I'll tell you who looks bad when you're talking about bodybuilders that used to be huge. Is
Lex
Ronnie
Luger,
Coleman.
though.
No, Lex Luger does look horrible. God love him.
Yeah,
But no, Ronnie Coleman.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
broke down, isn't he? Like
He
barely
is
walking
like
and
I
stuff.
forget how many back surgeries he's had. That dude used to be
Monster.
insane.
Yeah.
How big he was.
Yeah.
Now he's still got some pretty big arms.
Well, yeah, they're gonna keep the easy stuff probably.
But he just I don't know. He just looks his
Yeah.
skin kind of
Yeah.
like you can tell like he used to be a big dude and that skin because I mean I assume
Sure.
your skin it's just like when
It
you get
is.
morbidly obese,
It
you know.
absolutely is.
Your
Well, as
skin
you get
don't.
older, you lose elasticity every year.
I-
So you lose your collagen and your elasticity.
I think it's something like
slowly every
I
year.
think you lose past the age of 30. I think men lose. I need this at one time. It's some number of muscle like that you have to work to maintain it. Like you naturally will lose. It seemed like it was 1.5 pounds of muscle per
Well,
year
I think
after
it's
the
like
age
when
of 30
you get
or
out of your
something.
30s because your muscle like your peak for muscle development is from like 32 to like maybe like 36. That's like your peak time. To
We
actually
have
put on-
conflicting information.
We do. Trust me. Like when you look at guys who win Mr.
We'll have to
Olympia
look
and
it up and get back
stuff,
to you on the next podcast.
I'm telling you, your muscle peak.
Yeah, if I can prove
is-
him wrong, I will.
Yeah.
If not, we'll just move on.
Yep.
Your
We'll put it
muscle
in the
peak is
comments
in your
or the
mid
notes.
is in your mid 30s. Like
Well, that wasn't my experience. I'll tell
like
you
my
that.
age right now,
Shoot.
I'm hitting my like muscle peak.
Yeah.
Like able to put on more muscle, naturally
your
getting
beefiness.
thicker.
Yeah.
You hit it in your mid 30s.
Oh, okay.
It goes downhill dramatically after
you-
that.
Yeah, dramatically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drastically. Maybe not for everybody.
Write that down, dramatically.
Yes. Oh,
As long as you got good
Technical error.
genes, you know, you can hold out
one of those
longer.
Please stand by signs to pop
Yeah.
up.
It looks like you got the cameraman that's All right, we're back on board. So is that everything on Justice League?
I think we covered
that
Justice
for an
League.
hour.
All right, so the plan for next week is, if everybody doesn't know, that Winter Soldier and Falcon Winter Soldier has started streaming
Yes.
on That's on
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you better get on watching it.
I haven't watched the first episode. Y'all have, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Watch
Okay.
the first episode. Pretty
So
good.
we will have 2 episodes to discuss by the time we do this next week.
Yep.
Hopefully.
So get caught
As
up.
long as somebody does their homework.
Yeah, I will. I guaranteed we will have 2 episodes for around, unless something terrible happens, whatever.
Oh.
And if you haven't watched it, we'll give the spoiler alert time in the
Yeah.
comments so that you don't listen to that part. If
And
you
we
haven't
didn't mention a
watched
spoiler alert on Justice League because there
No,
ain't no
it's the same
spoiler.
movie.
It's the same movie with
Yeah.
Darkseid. That's the only
Yeah, it's
difference.
it. More
different.
music,
Yeah.
darker settings.
Yeah. But better
More
in general.
slow-mo.
Additional
But-
scenes.
But better.
Yeah.
Some scenes gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely way better.
Nothing
Oh, yeah.
nothing good was cut from the movie. It's just good. Better stuff was added.
Yeah, yeah.
He didn't
definitely.
lose anything from the Joss Whedon movie that was.
I can't remember. What is that part when he's picking up Flash? And he asked what his superpower is. He's like, I'm rich.
Yeah,
And they
yeah,
give
I
his-
love
his
that.
car
Yeah, right,
drives
right,
up.
right.
That's a
That
fake car, ain't
that
it?
car is so
That
CGI.
car looks
that looked
CGI.
Like when it,
It's
like,
not
zooms
CGI, but
across.
it is a concept. It's not a production vehicle, but it
Yeah.
is a concept Mercedes. that
It looked when
they've
it like
done. It is
zoomed
real.
across the
Now,
freeway to the
did.
overpass.
That was, but
like,
the
ooh, that
car
looked
does
fake.
exist, but they did CGI a bunch
Yeah.
of it.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
it's-
that's
yeah.
gonna be a
That
fake
was
car.
that's mentioning cars or whatever. The Batmobile had some cool stuff in this one.
Oh,
When
yeah.
the Batmobile scene at the end of the movie, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was very cool.
Pretty good, pretty good. I don't particularly care for that design of the Batmobile, but those scenes were pretty good.
It was good.
And okay, same thing with the Batman in these movies has been relegated to standing around shooting a grappling gun because what can he do against any of these people?
I thought that too. I'm like, this poor guy.
But
He's so outclassed. Because
he is. I mean, he's
he would realistically
He's basically
die.
the Justice League's
Yeah.
personal assistant. He
Yeah.
he makes the schedule
He's
and
the
makes sure
money
he
man.
makes sure everybody's there when they're supposed to be there, and then
Yeah.
he flies away or whatever. That in live action that makes sense. If Batman works better as a street level character, where he's
Yeah.
taking on
Yeah.
demented
He'll hunt
normal.
everybody down and be like, "Hey guys, they're
Right.
at this location.
Right.
Go get them."
You just there's
I'll
no
be there.
there's no way to do that in live action. Now that being said, he did have some cool stuff where he was like using explosives on parademons and stuff. They
When he
did
took
not
their
try
gun.
right, but there
Yeah.
again he's shooting a gun. Like that's his
Yeah.
number one. Now, but that mean he's shooting aliens. He's not actually killing people.
Yeah.
You know, so
Now
I
I did
don't
like
know.
too when they had the statue scene where Superman comes back and everybody that has their superpowers are all like right there,
Right.
and then Batman, you wait, it's a couple scenes later until he
Yeah.
actually makes
I'm
it
just
up
gonna
there
hang
'cause
out
he ain't
back
got no
here.
powers.
Oh.
Everybody else like speed.
But he is a
runs there.
master at
he's a master
strategizing.
tactician. Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
I
that
mean,
and that's always his strong
that was
point.
his plan,
And that's
that
what-
they used to.
When
to
I'm
win.
describing that to you in words in a book, it makes sense. When I'm showing you that with Ben Affleck in a Batman suit, it's
Yeah.
kind of anticlimactic.
Well, you know, in some of those cartoons, you know, when they do go out and they're fighting like a massive threat like that, he's up in the
Absolutely.
command center.
Absolutely. There's not an episode 1 of the original animated series Batman that he's not taking on one of his. Yeah, they're superpowered, some of them, but they're within his range. It's feasible that he defeats these people. You put Batman against Darkseid, unless he outsmarts him with some sort of gadgetry or whatever, or like he did in the Public Enemy, or is it, yeah, Batman Superman Public Enemies, where he rigs up all of the planet spores or whatever that create the apocalypse worlds or whatever. He rigged all them to explode. So he's like, look, man, you either give Supergirl back or you're about to lose Apocalypse.
Yeah.
That was already set in place before he ever faced Darkseid. He had won, and that's the way Batman.
That
wins.
is how he
Oh, yeah.
operates.
You can't do that in a movie. That doesn't make sense to do that in a
yeah.
movie.
It really don't translate well.
Now I do
That'd be-
like too. They actually made bringing Superman back a team talk
Yeah.
instead of Batman and Wonder Woman only
Yeah.
having that conversation and then throwing everybody else into it.
Right.
They kind of made it more everybody giving their input about it, and they also brought him back. Not like in the first movie, it was more bringing him back to be like the leader of the Justice League, whereas in this one, it was more bringing him back because they knew he was like one of the only people
He's a powerhouse.
that could beat.
Yeah, he's only
He's
yeah.
doomed
Like
without
the,
it.
the mother
like,
boxes.
that's why they had
the
to bring him
mother
back.
boxes stayed quiet because Superman was on the planet.
Yeah.
The only time they started making noises
Yeah.
when they sensed his death.
Yep,
What'd you think of the black suit?
I loved it.
I liked it.
I liked it. I liked it that okay. I'm fine with him showing up in that. I don't like it that they insinuate like in the end of it he opens his shirt and he's still wearing the black suit. I don't like that. You got to get back to the blue and reds when it's
well, he
when
has to wear it for a while to reabsorb.
we should have assumed that he had reabsorbed it or whatever. I like the fact that they played that in. It's like, yeah, he's not at full strength, which they didn't play it up. Like they made out like he was at full strength.
Well, he handled Steppenwolf pretty.
That's what I'm saying.
handily.
It did not look like he was suffering or that he was at diminished
But
powers.
it just shows you probably
It does
how
show-
much more powerful he
Right.
was than him to begin with.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the reason they
I'm
never
glad that
came.
it finally got included. I'm fine with that. But at the very least, I would. So even when it would have made more sense. Okay, here we go. In the fight, he's got the black suit because he needs it for the extra power.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the movie, when they show him like sensing something, he goes and spreads his shirt open. He's still got the black. That should have been the red and blue suit for that very least. But then when you go to the nightmare sequence in the epilogue, that could be black because he's evil now.
Yeah.
But he
Well,
was
but
in
the-
his red and blues in the end. In the
Because
epilogue.
by the time he was
I understand. You
manipulated by
I
Darkseid,
know.
he was
He
already
was
at
already
full
in it.
strength,
I
so
get
he's
it.
in his suit.
I
So he's
think-
not going to go, like, I'm evil now.
Yeah, but
Let
I
me
think
go change into that black suit.
But the
that looks
epilogue-
far more evil.
But the epilogue is more of like what if when he spread. This doesn't matter. But when he spreads his shirt on the street or whatever, it's like, hey, it's back to business as usual. You know, he needs to be in the blue and red. That's iconic. That is Superman.
I like how they brought in the multi-suits when they actually showed the Fortress
Thought
of
that was
Solitude.
neat. Showed
and how
Zod's
it
suit
had,
and his dad's suit,
his
and-
Well, that wasn't the fortress. That was his
Kent.
ship.
which is basically the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah,
and this
You
one
know
they
what I
referred to
mean?
it as
Yeah,
that.
his-
But
yeah,
it had,
his
you know,
ship.
Pa Kent talking at first.
That was
giving
cool.
the
A lot of
line,
Kevin
and then,
Costner line.
his real dad.
It was
and
neat.
all
It was
that.
neat. Yeah, they
I
do
like
some
that.
inspiring stuff with
Oh, yeah.
Superman, and I hope they're not done with Henry Cavill as Superman.
He's done.
Is he? Did
He's
they confirm
done.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if what's happened with him and Warner Brothers, but they're not on good terms.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
He wouldn't even do any of the reshoots for this
I thought
Snyder
he
Cut.
did.
Supposedly, I could be wrong. And he didn't do any of the like pre-promotional like stuff that they do,
Yeah.
like promoting. He didn't do any of that.
I assumed
He
that a lot of
supposedly
those
went to Marvel and gave them a number if they want him,
to be what?
whatever they want him to
Anybody?
be.
Yeah.
I think it was like 10 million or something like that.
If
he
I
said.
was Marvel, I'd be like,
Which
nah.
that sounds cheap.
I'd be like, nah. We can take somebody off the street and make them a name bigger than you in one movie.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, nah.
That's what they
You
do
don't-
to
what
everybody.
benefit do you get of getting the actor that played Superman? I like Henry Cavill fine, but that don't do Marvel any good.
Now they are good at snatching up some unknown character and turning
Yeah,
them
and
into
turn 'em
something
into it.
something
That's
massive.
what I mean.
That's
So
really what
so
you'd
they
rather
don't
have,
need him.
though. Because it's
Yeah.
like, well, you don't want somebody that's played 7 superheroes
Just
already.
comes back
Right.
to
Come in and play
backfire
another
on them
superhero.
later.
Right.
Yeah,
'Cause
they
they
get
want
all
more money.
big-headed. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Chadwick Boseman did that. Rest in peace. But he felt like he needed more money now.
Yeah. I mean, you're worth what you're worth. I mean, you're worth what people will pay you.
You are,
You know.
but they're all getting paid a
For
crap
sure.
ton of
Oh,
money.
so
Like,
much
But when you're
money.
living on that scale, it's the same thing as us. Like whatever scale you're living on, it's like you always think you should be doing a little better than you do.
oh, you do. I mean,
know?
I don't hate
would
nobody
too.
for that.
No,
Like,
get
That's like
paid.
Friends.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
like the end of
yeah.
that. That's
The
why
cast
they
of
got
The
rid of it. They were
Simpsons?
like,
How much money is the cast of Simpsons doing to do what we're doing right now?
I wonder what they do get paid.
Oh, it's exorbitant. It's like $10 million an episode. Like
Really?
it's
Yes.
crazy money.
And they've been
Crazy
making that
money.
for
30 years.
Yeah.
Now they didn't make that in the beginning, but
Yeah.
they call the shots now.
Dang, I didn't
That's
know they got
crazy.
paid that much.
Yes, it's unreal.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. $10 million may not be the number, but it's way on up there. It's pretty good.
Well, I know the Friends that they're in, they're making like $1 million an episode or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and NBC's like giving them Porsches and stuff like that. It's just gifts.
So
Yeah.
they were like
Right.
averaging like 26-30 million a year
Yeah.
so much.
just to
And
do
they
a
wanted
TV
more
show.
That's chump
and more
change.
and
I don't
more.
think they wanted more. They felt like
Is
that
it
they.
another show that I'm thinking of then?
I think they just all wanted to go do something. They're just
Yeah.
tired of doing it.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for 10 years. They wanted, something different.
Yeah,
See if they
blame 'em.
couldn't land a movie role, which
But the
none of
bad
them
thing is
did.
Yeah.
most of them didn't do anything.
Yeah.
That's normally how it goes.
Yeah.
And then Big Bang, the only reason it ended is because the Sheldon guy, and they were making a bunch of
Yeah.
money too.
They were the friends of the day.
Oh,
yeah, they
Yeah.
they might have
They
been
were.
upwards of $1 million or more an episode. That was a
Yeah.
great show. So, but
Oh, yeah.
the guy who plays Sheldon, I can't think of his name, but he wanted to leave.
Yeah.
Everybody else wanted to stay.
Yeah.
So, Snyder Cut's pretty good.
Snyder Cut pretty good.
I'll watch it
pretty
again.
good.
I'll buy the Blu-ray. I'll watch it
I
again.
ain't gonna buy no Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Just
I
because
might watch it
I buy 'em
again
all.
in
I
a
don't
year or
buy
two.
Yeah.
DVDs really.
I do. I buy them and they come with the digital code. I download that on my iPad. I never touch the Blu-ray again, but I like to have them on the shelf. It's a collection like anything else.
Yeah.
I get them when people bring them into the store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong
If you
with
bring
that.
in a Bluray and it has the digital code with it,
Yeah.
it becomes part of my
Yeah, let us
personal
know
collection.
that it's
Yeah.
got the digital
Oh,
code.
no, I
in it.
check
Nobody
them all. I
uses
pull them all
those.
out.
Do they not? You won't get
No.
none
I
from
would
me that's
say-
got it.
No,
Oh,
at least like 75%.
It's
of the
higher
ones
than
we get
that.
in.
That's crazy.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes they're no good though because they've expired.
If-
When I
if
go,
they haven't
but
expired-
a lot of times they'll honor that well past the
Well, I
expiration.
try 'em,
Yeah.
and every now and then, depends on what company it is.
Yeah,
I've
that's
gotten
true.
so many
It's
movies on
Funimation.
our Vudu from the Blu-rays and stuff that have came in the store
Yeah.
that people just don't even use.
Yeah.
So I get it. I'll go to the store and get it. Come home, tear the cellophane off, go to Movies Anywhere, put the code in, put the Blu-ray on the shelf, and
Never
it may
touch it
it may
again.
sit there for months before I actually watch. Because in my mind, I think it's like, okay, you paid $20, $25, whatever for this Blu-ray. the first time you watch it, you should probably watch it on the big TV in high definition. Actually, use this Blu-ray. So most of the time, I won't watch the iTunes version until I've watched the disc version. But after I watch it one time, I can't remember. I don't know that I've ever watched a Blu-ray twice. Because then I just put it on my iPad and I'm just playing them.
Expensive.
I
But
barely
weren't
watched
as expensive as VHS were when they came out. We watched that
the last blockbuster on Netflix.
When VHSs came out, they were $99
oh my
a
God.
VHS.
Can you imagine a movie that came out at the time that VHS was that was
that you
created
spent $100
that would be
on?
worth $100?
Yeah.
That's one of the guys that started the rental business was like, let's just buy a bunch of these and we'll rent them out because nobody can
That's
afford
what
it.
they tried to sue
Well, then the
them.
movie, the film company sued those guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they won in court that they weren't doing
And
anything
think of the
illegal.
think of the precedent that set because you got GameStop for the same, or any video game rental, or
Exactly.
GameStop selling used games or any of that
Exactly.
kind of stuff. It
Yeah.
probably all stems
That's a
from
pretty
that.
good little
It
documentary,
is a
The
good
Last
documentary.
Blockbuster.
There's
I liked
one
it.
left in Bend, Oregon.
I liked it.
Really? It's still
there's
going.
one
Still
left.
going.
That's
They
crazy.
renewed their, I guess, through this year.
Yeah.
And they'll have to
So
try to get a
they
contract
renew
because
it
Who are they
yearly.
paying?
Dish
Dish
owns-
Network.
Dish owns Blockbuster,
Dish
really?
owns
Yes.
Blockbuster.
Dish owns it, so they have to negotiate
funny.
with them to be able to use the name.
And they could probably hang on just out of nostalgia for it. You know,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like just
Well,
as
they
like,
sell
we're
shirts, and
that
stuff
makes
like
sense.
that.
There was a dude that came from
another
Spain.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just to
go
be
to the
come
lab.
Yeah,
and
to see
reminisce in a
Yeah.
Blockbuster.
I guarantee you that's 90% of their business. It ain't people in Bend, Oregon coming and renting DVDs.
I don't know.
Well,
that's their
actually,
business.
they do. They come
Yeah,
and
they got a pretty heavy-
I figured it would be
But
constantly
it's
people
more what
coming
they
in from out of
sell, and
town.
they sell merchandise and stuff. And I just saw too online today that they've started doing now where you can rent it out to have like sleepover, like adult,
Parties, yeah.
like spend the night party, and they'll set up. You can watch any of the movies and stuff
At
that's
least
in
you
there.
get in touch with my wife. They could rent a tent. And have a
Exactly,
overnight
yeah.
I tell you what's
sleeping
crazy
adventure.
is
This episode's brought to you by.
I can't remember the name of the
Oh no,
company.
That's
Spend the Night
horrible.
Adventures.
Spend the Night Adventures.
Oh my
Look them up on
gosh.
Facebook.
You can't even remember
Look 'em
your
up on
wife's
Facebook.
business names.
Yeah. And
I
she does
remembered it,
everything I do
though.
mine.
Hope she
yeah.
listens
Renee's
to
got
this.
you. Renee's
Exactly.
got you.
Spend the Night Adventures.
Yeah, look it up
Check
on
'em out
Facebook. Contact us. We can get you in touch with the right people. If you want to have your
Exactly.
kids a spend the night party where they come and set up tents, and it's like an outdoor experience, but we do it indoor. We can fit any kind of space, any number of kids, provide entertainment.
And if you do it at
Everything.
the room, you get a bundle deal discount. So
Reach out. We will
Yep.
get you in touch with the
Speaking
right
of the
people.
Blockbuster documentary, though,
Go ahead.
Blockbuster had a chance to buy Netflix for $50 million.
Yep.
And they said, no.
Yeah. Good call.
What's crazy, though, is at the time that right before Blockbuster went under and Netflix was just coming up, Blockbuster was actually better because they had an online service.
Yeah.
You could rent the mail-in thing just like they had.
Yeah.
But they were so straddled with debt
Mhm.
that they just couldn't carry on, and they had to fold
the
under.
story would be completely different had they bought. I wouldn't say that. I would say it could be completely opposite. Had Blockbuster had the initiative to buy Netflix, I don't think Netflix would turn into what it is now.
Probably
I think
not.
they probably went down with the ship.
They
they might
probably
not
would
have
because
added
it
shows and all
would
that. It'd
have
just been a rental.
Yeah,
it would have
that's what I'm
added to
saying.
the debt.
Yeah.
Like I
That's
forget
right.
the guy who I can't remember the guy. There was this old man that bought. I don't know if-
all kind of things.
I don't know if he owned Viacom or what, but he was using the cash. He was basically acquiring debt through Blockbuster to fund other businesses because the cash flow that was coming in through Blockbuster, because there was a steady cash flow coming in from all the rentals, and he's the one that saddled it up with like insane debt
Yeah.
to where it was just like, well, it's really
I bet
not-
you that dude was doing just fine though.
Oh, that dude is doing just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That ain't the way
He ain't
business
losing no
works.
sleep
Not a bit.
over Blockbuster going the way of the dodo bird. He don't care.
He don't
He's
care.
probably dead
He
because he
got-
looked old as crap.
Yeah, but I bet he got paid up until the last day.
I bet he's he's probably worth
Yeah.
several $billion.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But that's a good documentary. Oh, we watched another one. Netflix got some good documentaries.
Yeah,
on
they
it now.
do.
They've got this one,
It's a rabbit hole.
Bastards of Baseball. Is that
There
what it's
we
called?
go. All right.
Yeah.
No, that's the name of the
I
title.
understand that.
And
okay.
bastard
That
is
is
not
like
a
that.
curse
We'll
word.
let that fly.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, if you're born
If
without
it's in
a
the
father.
title or something, we don't have to go into the details of what it is.
Exactly.
Anyways, it's got Kurt Russell in it,
I love Kurt Russell.
and Kurt Russell's dad bought a baseball. So
No, he
Port-
started at baseball. team.
Portland, and somewhere in Portland, it was Oregon.
Yeah, Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon.
Portland is in Oregon.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true. I've just checked the
It's 'cause we were
Wikipedia.
just
That's
talking
true.
about being to Oregon.
Yeah,
Oregon.
threw me
Oregon,
off. I was
Oregon.
like, Portland. Wait
Yeah.
a minute, that is in Oregon.
No,
Anyways,
Portland, Massachusetts.
there was
I
a
think's what you mean.
there was a
Portland,
minor
Alabama.
league team there, and they left because they weren't
It's a
nobody.
AAA team.
Yeah, they weren't.
Yeah.
Nobody was watching. So, Kurt Russell's dad was he obviously played baseball. He never made it to the major leagues, but he was big into baseball. He was the bat boy for the Yankees.
Dang.
Yeah, back when like everybody played.
Yeah,
for
when
the
like
Yankees.
all
right,
the good
right.
people
Yes.
played for the
Mickey
Yankees.
Mantle and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, he started an independent league. At the time, there was 0 independent leagues left, and ended up becoming a huge success. Like they had the most attendance rating ever at the time of any like minor league team and all.
So this would have been pre-Kurt Russell fame, I assume.
Oh yeah, Kurt Russell
was still a kid. He was basically like Bat Boy.
He was older than that.
Yeah.
He was starting to like act.
High school ball and stuff.
But yeah, he was probably like college ball level.
Does Kurt Russell owe his career to the exposure that he got from his dad starting this league?
No, his dad was actually the sheriff.
His dad was a sheriff in Bonanza. His dad was an actor.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. What's his name?
Bing.
Yeah,
Bing Russell.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Very interesting documentary though. Like for
He was
5
for
years,
13 years.
they were like dominating the
Bonanza.
whole entire league.
Yeah. They made it to the pennant in their 5th year.
Yeah, I mean they were like really good, and they took all these
Almost won the
players that nobody wanted and crap, made a good team out of it. But there is some cool things that came out of that team. Big League Chew,
Yeah.
the guy that invented it, played on that baseball
that's
team.
cool.
They were called the Mavericks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he created Big League Chew because they all dipped
Snow.
Red
He
Man.
just wanted an alternative to dip.
He was just
or-
like something. Hey, I think this would be a good idea, and they
Yeah.
drew
It
up
was a
like
good
the
idea.
image, and they made it look just like it.
selling it in a pouch, just like
Oh,
Daddy's
yeah.
tobacco. Like,
Yeah.
Came
God, it's a
right
good
out of
idea.
those guys.
Great
Who's the other
idea.
guy?
Their Bat Boy ended up winning an Oscar. He ended up being some famous filmmaker.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg. I think
No,
it wasn't.
his
It
name.
wasn't.
Todd.
Okay.
Todd something.
Yeah.
Todd
something.
Spielberg.
It's a real short documentary. It's only like a little over an hour. It's
Yeah.
not very long.
It's really good.
It's really
Yeah.
good. I didn't think.
I'm not going to get into it, but you see Moneyball?
Oh yeah.
Watch Moneyball.
Yeah,
It's a good
that
movie.
was
It's a
so
good movie.
good.
Talking about winning games with players that ain't so great.
Yes.
Good movie. Good movie.
Statistics.
Yeah,
statistics.
Everything in
Change
life
the
can be
way to
broke
get.
down to
You can thank the
statistics.
modern day Boston Red Sox, or thank Moneyball for the modern day Boston Red Sox.
Well, they still do that, don't they?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
still do that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
still a thing. Somebody wrote a book about it and they applied it.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, I remember
Good movie.
It is.
It's one of Brad Pitt's better movies.
All right, so now we're going to move into the hands-on segment of the show. And it's
Oh.
called "What's in the Box."
Oh, what's
And
in
now
the
this
box?
week-
Now that could be different things.
Yep.
It could be toys. It could be comics. It could be candy. It could be clothes.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is. We do know this week though.
We got some Pokemon cards.
Pokemons.
These are
And it'll always be a
Crimson
mystery.
Invasion.
It'll
What's
always be a
in
mystery.
the
We don't know.
box?
Let me stop for just a second before we get started with this. So we put our discount code randomly in the episode to ensure that people listen. We're going to drop it right now.
Yep. This week for 10% off, the discount code is Mighty Morphin. So if you come into the store, give the keyword Mighty Morphin, get 10% off your purchase.
Or message us on Facebook if you want to buy something.
Yeah, you can also use
Yeah,
it if you
yeah.
purchase online. You can use it there as well and get your 10% off.
And it's not 10% for Mighty and 10% for Morphin. It's both words are
Yeah,
10%.
they are both words.
Or if you prefer, it's 5% per word. 5% for Mighty.
And it's only
5%.
good until our next podcast airs. So
That's
when
right.
the next
Next
one
week.
So-
airs.
And
it's
if you
no
missed
good.
it, last week's was Megatron. That don't work no more.
Yep, it's
From-
not good no more.
Don't work no more.
Yep.
Okay. So also you said about subscribing to the podcast.
Yes. So we're going to do everybody who subscribes to the podcast can get 5% off of your purchase. Of course, it cannot be combined with punch cards. Same thing with this 10% off. But if you will send us either screenshot that you're subscribed, or you can subscribe while you're in the store.
You got to
and
do it in
you'll get-
person.
Yeah, and you'll get 5% off your purchase for that day.
No mixing stuff though. You don't
Yeah.
get 15% for the keyword
Yeah.
and 5%. You get, if you want to make
It's
two separate
one
parts,
or the other.
one or the other.
Yeah.
You can't.
But you
stack
can hang on
coupons.
to them. We can write you down, and you can hang
Boom.
on till you use them.
We'll give you a
So-
coupon, right? We'll write it. We'll write it
we'll
down.
write down the book.
You'll get it one day.
Yep.
You'll get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this week, what's in the box?
What's in the box?
So I went to Walmart, obviously, because that's where these came from. Some dude came to the store, and whatever the new Pokemon is, I can't remember what it's called.
Battle something or other. I don't know.
He was like, they just got all of them at Walmart. So I go down there to, and literally
It went
he was just at
25
Walmart.
minutes.
Yeah,
We're
that's
not
the way
far
it goes,
from our
man.
local Walmart. I get in the car and go, they're gone, nothing left. So I go over into the toys
Even though
just
it
to check a
says
check out
online that they're in stock.
That don't
and
matter.
see what's in the
Hid it.
toys.
Probably because the person working at Walmart hadn't rang out yet, and so it probably
They
still
were
was
still
in
walking around
stock.
with it in their
Yeah, I'm
car.
sure.
Well,
Probably.
they had these in stock. These are from like 2017. So why Walmart still has these, I do not know. But it's the Crimson Invasion.
So is
Sun and Moon.
the potential for what could be in this box? Is there more potential value in this box than that new box?
No, the new box has got way more expensive card. The most expensive card in this is a secret rare Gyarados.
So are these duds or whatever? Why are they not worth like what the new stuff is? Or will the new stuff go?
I guess there wasn't anything good in here.
Okay. So eventually, do you think that the new stuff that is worth so much right now or whatever will eventually be like these to where they're not? Or is it just hot because
It
it's
just
new?
depends on what the main hot card in there is. Like this hot card is a Gyarados.
So I know.
So it may not hold value.
Okay, so that's from the Sun and Moon series.
Yeah, Sun and Moon.
Okay.
Like right now, everything's Sword and Shield.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
So you got you got Sword and Shield now. But let me pop open my 1776 Kershaw.
Here we
Your
go.
Kershaw.
That's not
One
a
knife.
knife.
It's not a noise.
We'll open this.
Is it noise?
It should be 8 packs per box.
We went back and watched Crocodile Dundee
I ain't
not
seen
too
him in a
long
long
ago.
time
We
ago.
watched all of them.
Yeah, we watched
I
all
remember that was that.
So
I
good.
remember. I think I saw the.
Oh.
I remember
So you
his.
get a little player's guide.
I remember that the lady in that movie. I thought she was really good looking when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Ended up being his wife, right?
Yeah, they ended up got
Yeah,
married.
they got
ended up
married.
got
Yeah.
divorced later on.
Yeah.
He cheated on his wife, I think, to get with that lady.
Well, hey, if you marry a cheater, you know what do you expect?
I know, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Look at all these goodies. You got some sleeves,
Oh yeah,
some dice.
yeah.
Energy, which nobody cares about.
Those are all energy cards in
all
that pack.
energy.
Okay,
Oh my God.
And
I've
then
I've
these-
never seen one of these
Oh,
open. What are we
You can
doing?
cash in on these somehow. I don't know how, but there's some kind of code.
This is just litter.
And then you
Litter
get
in the back.
these little card dividers.
That's pretty cool, I guess. If you're playing the game.
Some tokens.
Well, when you put it in your.
This is all
Oh,
crap.
these are the
Yeah.
the area.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
this
you
ends
can-
up being
I
a
got you.
storage box
Oh, yeah,
for
yeah.
your cards.
Yeah,
You can separate your energies
Yeah.
from your
So
actual
you
bits.
like, you got all your water.
Mm-hmm.
So let's open these bad boys.
Yeah, let's do it.
Two. Pass her two.
We'll pass right there.
Oh.
And then we get 2 extras.
All right.
I'll
Y'all
take
can
the
open
honors
them.
of opening both
Alright.
of these 2
Oh,
extras.
okay.
We're gonna go at the same time or what? Let's all open a pack at the same time.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And then
We're-
we'll just
we're
take
at
one
hour
at a time
25
pulling
right
it
now.
out.
Okay.
Because I'll go
Like I
ahead
said,
and
we
tell
want the
you, I know
Gyarados.
nothing
You
about.
gotta be careful with them, right? Because there could be a
Yes.
money card in here, right? Gyarados, is what we're looking for.
Gyarados.
Okay.
All right, so who wants to start with flipping theirs? Or are you just going to go through them all?
Well, I got nothing in this one. Just a bunch of bulk.
There's a hollow.
You get one of those in
hollow
every pack.
okay.
So that's a crap card.
Okay. All right. Well,
You might
There's
not get
another
one.
energy
Of,
mix
you might not
fan.
get one of these in this kind of hollow. Did you get one like that?
so that's where just the character portrait. This is the reverse hollow. Is
That's
that right?
like a reverse hollow. But
Okay.
you get one of those in every
So what's
pack.
the difference in these?
So this has this picture at top is
Yeah.
hollow, and this the background, everything except the picture is
So
hollow.
what do you call this one and what do you call
This
that
is a
one?
reverse hollow, and
That's
it's
just
a
the hollow.
hollow.
So
Okay.
the hollow's okay.
You
but
want
probably
the
not
hollow.
worth anything.
Probably not worth much, but you want the hollow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't get anything except for that reverse
Yeah.
I
hollow.
couldn't tell you if I got anything.
I mean, are any of the regular cards worth anything? Okay, well I didn't get anything. Then.
So when I get these cards, when I buy bulk, I throw these in for 25 cents.
No, okay.
They're
You wanna
probably
go
some
through
are
and,
probably
like, say
worth.
Oh
any of
shoot!
the
Then I
cards
got
you
like
got,
$5
so, I
over here.
mean,
Then
like-
I thought I didn't have anything.
Some of these may be worth less. Some of these may be worth.
Well, that's what I figured.
More
there,
than
there might
25
be
cents.
something.
Basically, it comes down to everything that just about that we just opened. You will find out in our or find out
Yeah,
in the
that's right.
Pokemon
What do these
section.
What do these
coming up.
boxes cost from Walmart? What is a
So these were. I paid $65 for both of these.
okay?
So they're like, what is that, $30-something each?
Here's a Pkwy reverse hollow.
Open that away from the microphone, though.
I like to hear the crackle crackle.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I want to
The
hear.
reverse hollow, like I said, they're no
It.
good.
Yeah. So I didn't.
Who
get
are we looking
So
for?
you didn't get anything. Oh!
Where did
You
you
got
get it? Did
it?
you pull
No,
it?
but that
Oh.
it's a better card. I got the
And what these?
We're all-
Executioner
Yeah.
GX card.
Yeah. And we probably any of the if we pull something that's actually worth you seeing, we'll take some close up pictures and I'll post them into the
Yeah.
video. But otherwise, just assume that we pull.
We're
crap.
pulling crap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
crap. We
I
got
got a
crap.
Gengar.
Gengar.
Reverse hollow.
Well, that's a cool looking card.
right.
It may not be worth anything, but it's cool looking.
I got 2 peeking red cards, whatever that is.
Ooh,
Oh
those
god,
are
you
super
pick-
rare.
Yeah.
Oh, if it was peaking blue, oh,
Oh,
I've
Hey,
been
look,
all
that
over
one's got
that.
teats.
Hey, that's disgusting. Milk tank? That is disgusting. Don't forget to
Is it
milk your
supposed to be like
Pokemon.
milk tank?
I guess
With
so.
them teats?
I've
Yikes.
actually had good luck. Every one that I've had. They're not great cards, but
Yeah, but I hadn't pulled a single. Oh,
So what are we looking for?
Yeah.
it'll be just past the. They put them in the same spot every time. So if you're gonna get the good card, it'll be
Yeah.
just past that reverse hollow.
oh, okay. Well, I
So,
didn't.
I
Then
mean-
I got a Crawdonk.
You didn't get the one you like?
Crawdonk.
These are what's past
No,
mine.
I like Crab Brawler. I
Yeah.
like the way he
Yeah,
looks.
yeah.
Crab roller.
So we got nothing in that one.
So that was a waste of $35.
Yikes.
Probably not even $35 worth of cards.
You win
there.
some, you lose some. Probably not.
Beef.
We're probably looking at like 25-cent cards. We're not sure.
Oh well.
I'm
Like
not
that
sure
Executioner
anyways.
might be like a $2 card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick these in.
Dum.
Dum, 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 dum.
Some of these characters are
More
just
energy.
so weird.
They're weird.
I will take these card packs, though.
What are these?
Those are just sleeves.
Okay. I like the design of like the original Pokemon, but as it's like the Simpsons episodes. They've done so many of them that they're
Pass
just having
those
to get
down.
weird.
We got a mess.
Oh, we're doing
we
two
did
of these, yeah.
I'm gonna.
Maybe somebody will pull that Gyarados.
No, it'd be worth it. It would all be worth it. What is Gyarados worth?
$65. So we'd pay for
Is
the.
that-
It would just
trash
cover
can.
your,
It'll
and
cover.
that's the most expensive.
That's the most expensive one from this set.
I don't think I would have bought these. Why did you buy
I
these?
know, right?
Just to
Just
open.
to have
Just
something
have.
to
Oh,
open.
that's cool.
It's
Okay.
content.
Yeah. Well, I thought
Well, you know
you were
the
honestly
thing
looking for
is,
that card, and
It's
this was
probably
just.
No,
killing
God,
everybody
no.
that does Pokemon to know what we got because they're probably like, what did they
There
get?
was nothing left at Walmart.
Yeah.
I mean, like Walmart and Target and GameStop, they've been selling out of Pokemon as fast as they get it. I mean, literally when I went, these were over in the toys.
There's Pikachu. It might not be worth anything, but if you at least want to know the name of the person you pull. Here's a Geodude. That's pretty cool looking.
Oh, look at there! I got another GX card.
Who's that?
Golem.
Golem. Okay.
Sound like Gollum.
I got a Octillery,
But
Artillery, whatever.
not the good.
Graveler, Laron.
Like I said, the
Yeah.
Gyarados will be a secret rare, so it'll be
Mhm.
like a rainbow.
Well,
Those
let's
GX
hope
cards
for it.
look
We got
neat.
what, one
Yeah.
pack left each. Phil's got like 7
And he's
packs.
got 2 more over there, so yeah.
See what you should have done, split them out, and then we would all have an extra pack to open.
Got a. I didn't think about that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well,
I
you
bet
open this
somebody
extra one
was
because
stingy.
I opened an extra one last time, so you get the extra one this
Well, I'm
time.
having a better pull rate.
I got another Pikachu.
Oh, we lost those Pikachu.
Well, I mean, if I'm
It's
if
the
you're
one I
gonna
know.
pull one, you want to pull a Pikachu.
I got a Jigglypuff.
I got a Mankey,
I know that
and I
one.
did get a Regigigas Hollow.
I don't know who Regis is.
Well, I don't
I
either,
mean,
but
like, what is that? It's wearing ears.
beware.
I just
Yeah.
got Beware too,
Yeah.
the hollow one.
Oh yeah, cool.
You
Well,
got
she
the
got the
reverse.
reverse. Okay, cool.
Look at there.
That was like an orangutan wearing an old lady shawl.
So an orangutan.
And just like that, I didn't pull.
Well, you know. You already opened all the extras? Okay, well.
He's fast on it, wouldn't he? He just
Yeah.
like rips them open.
It's
We just gotta
addictive.
take our time and look at them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what I'm
Hey,
looking
there's
for, so-
Jigglypuff, though. You can't
Exactly,
go wrong with
yeah.
Jigglypuff.
Get all the trash.
Trash.
All right.
Also, that segment lasted about 5 minutes.
Yeah, you never know.
It's okay, 'cause
But
Snyder took
had
up
we have gotten the
like
good
an hour and
thing, would we
20.
have celebrated for 30 minutes? I don't think
No.
so.
Probably
Philip
not.
may have.
Well, maybe.
No, I wouldn't.
Are you
Not
keeping
for-
this?
He just was looking to break
No.
even.
Or you putting that one
You don't
in
want
there?
any of
So?
I don't want those.
Trash.
All right. All right.
Bear with us while we get rid of trash now
I can
because
cut
we made a
some of
big
this
old
out
mess.
If I need to. You throwing all this away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything.
Clean back up.
Here's your
There's
goodies.
Yeah. Whatever these little QR code cards.
You can throw those away.
Oh well, some of them are mixed in with these. Then I
So
didn't.
next week's
See, I set all
What's in
mine
the
to the
Box
side.
is going to be... What? I set mine right here too.
Okay.
Comics. So we're going to randomly pull a comic box.
We're gonna pull
Out
a
of the
long box.
container.
We
Yep.
have no idea. I mean, you've looked through them quickly years ago, probably, but
Yeah.
we really
Not
don't
so
know
long.
what's in there.
Yes.
It's been a while.
So that'll be What's in the Box for next week.
Yeah, I got a lot of comics.
Yeah.
And while we have this lull right this second while we're cleaning up, we have picked a date for this next upcoming toy show.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be Saturday, September the 25th. So I will be posting spaces for that soon. We will have indoor-outdoor spaces as well. And typically September is more of a drought month for Alabama, so that is good news for outside spaces. So it'll still be kind of cool weather, not too hot, not too cold. So
You never know because you could be in shorts on Christmas
I know.
here in Alabama. So
But yeah,
Alabama
September
weather.
25th. Make sure to mark your calendars for that. And add yourself to the Southeast Vintage Toy Swap group for updates and information on that.
we'll all be there.
And spaces sell out very quickly. So once I post the spaces, if you want one, you better get on it. For the
Inside
inside
spots are good. Outside
Yes.
spots were good.
Yep.
Yeah, there's not a bad spot in the house.
So we'll be doing
35
that.
cents.
35 cents. Well,
Eh.
you know,
Actually, that reverse hollow is worth more than this one.
really.
Yeah, it's 38 cents.
Well, there you go. You never know.
You
No.
don't.
You never know.
That's why I like the old vintage stuff. I got a bunch of vintage stuff in Saturday in the store.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any
but-
highlights?
Yeah, I got some good stuff. I probably got like 60 hollows in.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
all old like Wizards of the Coast stuff. Got a
Yeah.
base set Charizard,
Anything?
Basoid,
Okay.
Blastoise.
I was gonna say
We
anything.
posted. I posted some of the cards that you had gave me.
I mean, a bunch of cards. Some of them send off and get graded. Some of them are in
That's
really
what I
good
was gonna
shape.
ask. Is there any standouts that people might be looking for?
I can't. There's so many. It's hard for me to
Nothing
remember
we
off
can
the
get
top,
right now. It's
top
not
of
going
my
off
head.
CGC.
There was a real expensive Dragonite in there. I can't remember what set. It was from one of those e-reader sets. I don't remember what it was.
It's
but it was
trash.
yeah, it's trash. Expensive card though. You know, it's like a $175 card raw. In good shape too.
Trash can.
And then I didn't
Came in
sneeze. I hate that. God, I need to release.
But I spent a little money on some Pokemon cards this weekend.
Cool. You
We
come
got
out
a
all
bunch
right.
of cool stuff this past week. Got in some Captain America stuff. Got in some
You need to take that
it's
home
all
and
kind
read.
of stuff.
Learn to
Video
play.
game stuff. Got in all kind of stuff.
Love that.
And now
Cool.
to introduce one more new segment to the show
Mm-mm.
that we're going to do every week called "What Did David Get In This Week?"
We'll do it every week, assuming David gets something every week.
Yeah,
But
might be
David,
every
buy
other
something
week.
every week.
David
but
usually gets something every week.
Yeah, yeah,
Look,
yeah.
trust me. Hey, look, I've got.
It's called "Don't Tell Tessa
I
What
got-
David Got This
You
Week."
tell her. We'll fight. I've got two 55-gallon tubs at home that are full to the brim of stuff that I have bought with the intention of opening. Now, I keep my sealed stuff is in these tubs, which is about 20 or 30 of them, and then I got these. I maintain that everything in this box I intend to open at some point.
Yeah.
And then the problem is I leave it in those tubs long enough that the value goes up on it that then I feel too
And then you
guilty to
can't
be able
open
to.
it.
I can't open it. So, and
Yeah.
I've got some stuff like
Yeah.
that. So.
So most of the stuff that you see behind us, with the exception of Urkel,
Urkel.
the AT-AT or AT-AT,
Yeah.
pronounced many different ways.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows? And the Power Ranger things, and little Buddha Homer. Everything else is what David got in this week or
and
last week.
Yeah, and it's been spread over a little bit longer than that. But this is
Yeah.
the stuff I had real handy that I could grab, and I thought
Yep.
might be.
So we're going to touch on a couple of these really cool items. Kind of show y'all them.
So
And
this.
Say, well, it's a
first
good
off, it's
time
going to
for
be
me.
something that
I gotta pee. I've been holding this in.
Well,
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Well, you
Well,
go
we're
real
gonna
quick.
pause the
Yeah.
video, and we're gonna pause the audio. Just I guess you see pause, and we'll remember
Yeah.
to. Record.
All
Is
right.
that? I hope this is recording because God, we won't know until later. I guess it is.
It is.
Okay. And I'm gonna start the video back. And
My pen dried
yeah,
out.
I'll wait
It's
a minute till
recording.
you get done. Yeah, I know, but she's still writing, so.
Dang it. My pen dried out.
Uh-oh.
It's all right, though. 135.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, we took a little break there.
Yeah.
Philip has the bladder of a small child.
I do. I held it for a while.
Yeah, he did good.
I
He did
tried.
good. We're proud, but he's still drinking water. That's a good.
So the
that's-
first
Yeah.
thing up is
Stay
something that
hydrated,
John
baby.
is really gonna like, and gonna have to.
So
shoot him some info
I
on.
found these on. I don't think I had these pre-ordered, but I found this on Big Bad Toy Store, and they call it the Bag of Violence, and it's basically accessories that are scaled to. They claim with 1/12 and 1/10 scale, which is 6 and 7 inch figures. I think it would work fine with either one of them. So you get a couple of like melee weapons, like a crowbar and a axe and like a Lucille bat from Walking Dead, an aluminum bat. But then that's neat, but you can get that crap anywhere. But what I thought was cool is it actually comes with like blood splatter effects or like energy effects, like a Iron Man ray or something like that,
Yeah.
whatever.
That's a
But
cool
the
little
blood's really what sold me. Now they don't have pegs to attach or anything. They recommend that you attach them with like what do you call it, blue tack or whatever, the
Oh,
little
yeah,
the little
the
gummy
poster
stuff.
crap.
Yeah, just anything that would stick it to it. And I
Well, that's
thought it
kind
was
of
I thought it was
weird that
pretty
it
cool.
don't come with other. Cause
Well,
that blue ain't gonna blend well with a figure.
I think it's just called blue tack. I don't think it's actually blue.
It's blue.
Well, I think you can get some that's not. I know
Okay.
they
Yeah,
make
you
they
can
make
get
3M
white.
wax. That's
Okay,
like
okay, I
white.
was about to
Yeah,
say,
and it won't
stuff I've
take
ever
it,
had
would,
is blue.
it wouldn't take much.
Okay.
So
That
I mean,
is
this
a cool
stuff don't
little
weigh.
pack.
I thought
I
it was
like
neat.
that.
I'll never open it. It's just one of them things like that's cool. But it's
should
like
open
I have all these
this.
Then
grand
how the
scheme.
blood sell you? If you're never gonna
just
open
thought
it,
it was
and you're
neat.
never gonna use the
I
blood,
don't know. I just thought it was neat.
open it right now. Let it breathe.
There's no way.
Let it breathe.
Okay, no, because I would then
Open
I definitely
it.
wouldn't know.
Whatever.
You won't ever talk me into. I got more discipline than that.
You do? You
No,
wouldn't
my
open
God,
that for $5?
No, you're gonna have to get a lot more than $5. You'd have to pay.
How much that cost?
I don't remember, but you'd have to pay me enough to get another one.
many
$10.
how
It
many
couldn't have
packs
been more than
of
10.
gum?
15, I think,
How
probably.
many packs of them old gum does
Ugh.
Philip need to
Yeah,
chew to
gosh,
get you to
oh,
open?
boy. Hey, look, if anybody tells you, hey, let's open this pack of 1990s top cards and eat the gum out of it, don't take them up on it. Something happens chemically to that gum, it breaks down. If you chew into that, it's bad on day one. It ain't great gum if you get it when it was brand new. But after 20 years of sitting in a 30 years of sitting in a 30 years of sitting in that pack, it turns to cardboard flavored.
That was older than 30 years. That was like
90.
31.
Yeah, it'd be 31 because they were 90 tops.
Yeah.
So I did this at the store. I think you paid me $1.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'll do it for $1. No, that was
He
a dumb
didn't do
move.
it.
I didn't. I couldn't
He
keep
spit it out.
It turned to a cardboard dust goo in my mouth, and it was one of those things that once you get my mouth was coated with it, couldn't shake it. I was
I've been
drinking
trying to
water.
get
Terrible.
Seth. I got a Shaq Pepsi.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to get Seth to drink that thing.
Don't do the gum.
If anybody wants to do the Pepsi challenge,
Oh boy, yeah.
$5.
I got
Yeah,
a
but-
Pepsi challenge.
Yeah, you gotta do it in person. You
I can't
cannot
find that Pepsi, so we'll.
Please,
the second
my.
time.
Well, y'all got these stands, and
I got this
little
nice little swivel.
poopy
yeah,
thing
we
in
could
front
probably
of
put
me.
you one on the side
But-
and have it come in that way.
Yeah.
I've got some
should just be able
Duff
to do
soda. We
this.
can use that if you come in the store.
Duff soda's from what?
It's from 2010, so it's not
2010?
as old as the Shaq Pepsi because it's from '93.
But I have seen
Different
some
everywhere.
old Cokes that you open or whatever, like even through the can, they will get. I guess it's the sediment solidifies in there or whatever.
Ooh.
It will have like clumps in it. They're
Ooh.
horrible. Don't do it. Don't do it. You
The Pepsi wasn't clumpy.
really?
No, it was.
Oh, yeah, it's a
it
clear
was
bottle.
solid-
You can see
it
that.
was a
Oh,
solid
okay,
Yeah,
Pepsi.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's
Well,
from the old Coke bottles. Or Pepsi
I'll
bottles,
say this:
excuse me.
I know what the Topps gum tastes like. I would eat another piece of Topps gum before I tried to drink that Coke.
Really?
I believe I
So
would.
you wouldn't do it?
I don't think so.
You don't
I
want to do
wonder-
it on here next episode. Challenge you.
How much money?
$20.
How much have I got to drink?
I'll pour it into a
Shot
Dixie cup,
glass.
and you got to drink at least this much out of a Dixie
How old
cup.
is this?
It's from 2010.
I might do it. Well, I'll
You
have
might
to.
as
I
well
want to
just do a Buzz
investigate.
Cola if you're gonna do that.
That's what I'm talking
Buzz
about.
Cola's- Oh, I was
okay,
talking about
okay.
the Pepsi still. The Pepsi
Well, I don't know where the
challenge.
Pepsi's at.
I want to look.
Oh.
I want to see the consistency of this fluid first.
Well, you can't.
Yeah. You had to pour it into a cup.
Come on
I'm
now.
talking
It's a
Take 3
accept the
shot
challenge
glasses.
right now for the next
yeah,
podcast.
I might say no. I'm not. I don't.
You're
live
not
on
gonna
the
do
edge
it.
that much.
We'll buy you an
If the
accessory pack.
situations are real,
It's $20
If the
now.
situation's right, I might, but I don't know. Well, sight unseen, I can't make that deal.
Well,
got too much
I
riding
can
on
tell
it.
you it from shaking it and
It's still
handling
liquid.
it feels like a liquid.
It's probably going to taste like bad flavored water by
It's
this
probably
time.
gonna have
most
no
likely.
taste,
Yeah, it
really.
probably
Yeah.
will have like no fizz either.
Yeah.
You're just
Oh,
gonna-
it won't have
flat
no.
as
You lose
hell.
the fizz. Yeah, you could probably if you squeeze the can, is it tight? Or
Some
is it-
are tight
yeah.
and some aren't.
That'll
Yeah,
be the
some are
difference.
tight, some are loose.
That'll be the difference.
Yeah. Yeah, some are definitely you
interested.
like. You're not
Yeah.
interested.
No,
That's
some
great.
of them
No,
you can
probably
crinkle
not.
it a little
Well,
bit. The
no.
other ones you're like, this is
Yeah.
a bomb.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. well,
Maybe I'm not, but I'm not going to give you a definite yes right now. So, all right.
Go to that thing next. That Legends thing. I wanna
Oh,
see
yeah,
what
that's
that
pretty
is.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, what is
So
that?
So we'll
this,
have to like impose pictures.
yeah, I'll
of-
put a picture of this.
Yeah,
This
we
stuff
can
is
see
all.
it.
David.
Are the
boy.
legs not locking in?
I've got it standing up taller
Hitting
than
it
it
with
should
his
be, so
arm.
that I don't have to do this. So, and that's why it's fault. But I guess I'll just hunch. So, yeah, I'll
Hunching's good for you.
I'll put a still image of this in. All this stuff, I don't think. None of this stuff has been opened yet. Some of it is destined to be open, but none
Well,
of
it's
it is
gonna
right
be
now.
opened.
He hadn't made
We
up
can
his
crack
mind
it
yet.
open right now.
I'm not doing that.
You can
either.
let it breathe.
You lose pieces. So I guess this is the one thing that
Let
will
it
not be
breathe.
open. I bought 4 of these. These are the Marvel Legends Hellfire Guard. So this is the soldiers that you see Wolverine tear it into on a lot of famous covers.
Yeah.
They're the soldiers that take care of the rich people at the Hellfire Club. I got 4 of these. I opened 3 of them. They're on display at the house. This is the one that I kept. I probably
So-
it probably would have been
Should've
better to
bought
grab.
this one.
I know.
Now,
Hindsight's 2020.
let me hold that.
There you go.
Phil's gonna open it.
So there's no no, don't do that. Don't do that. So it's just a 3 3/4. I mean, a 6-inch Hellfire Club
I wanna see
figure.
what it looks like,
It's
though.
got.
Let's
He comes with a rifle
You have
and
to
he
Google
comes
it.
with
Two
a
accessories.
pistol, but it's just in a plastic bag, and that's the way they're doing now. Hasbro. The only place you can get this is Hasbro Pulse.
This
They have
reminds
not
me
done that
when
on a
you could
card.
get stuff from Toy Fair.
Fair,
Fair,
right,
they go in
right.
the
The
bags.
magazine.
But what they're doing is army
They're gonna-
builders. So they do Hydra soldiers, they do AIM soldiers, and they do Hellfire Club guards. That's the 3 army
cool.
builders
Cool
that they've
box.
done. So it is.
Cool
It's
box.
pretty neat. And I've opened the figure. He's fine. I mean, it's a good head sculpt. It looks just like the Hellfire Guard. The weapons are fine. But other than that, it's just one of their standard bucks or whatever you call it. It looks like I don't know which body it is, but it's kind of like just like the Bucky cap buck or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that. It's just a standard vanilla body that they painted the suit on. But I like it. It's fine.
Looks cool.
I got 3 more of them.
Yeah. Or you can
Go
have
with that Hush Batman.
This is Superman. Actually.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. So this is
That's Batman.
it's from the Hush storyline. Yeah.
I
So
saw
thi-
Batman
right.
Hush.
So they've done Batman already. This is from the Hush storyline in Batman. This is Mayfix, which is Metacom, I believe. Yeah. And they've done a blue and gray version of Batman, and they've done a black and gray version of Batman. But they have planned. They're doing Hush, the villain from the story, and they're doing who else have they said? I want to say they've said that they're doing Joker and maybe Harley Quinn. They're continuing to do figures from this storyline or whatever, but they've already done Batman and they've done Superman. And the reason I wanted these is because Hush is one of my favorite Batman stories, and mainly because Jim Lee did the artwork on it, and I think he does the best looking Batman of all of them. And so this is his Superman. This figure is based on Jim Lee's rendition of Superman. And I think it's a cool looking figure. The quality on Mayfix when they started out were kind of hit or miss. Figures were falling apart and breaking and stuff like that. But I think they pretty much got it dialed in now from what I've seen. I believe Catwoman may be one of the ones. I think she actually might be the next figure that's coming out in the line. I think Catwoman might come out before Hush. But yes, they are doing Cat. Cool. I forgot about that. So I've got them all pre-ordered.
I think their figures look nice.
They're doing really good on stuff. They've got X-Men licenses. They're doing, and concurrently with Hush, they're doing the Dark Knight Returns. So they're doing all the old Frank Miller. I've got those too. I didn't bring them in today, but I've got the now those figures. Even the Mattel figures look fine. The Mayfix looked like it came just off the comic page.
Really,
it's the big, bulky, gritty Batman.
They did every like.
They're doing so. They've got
a.
They're. I think they have shown Mutant Leader. I'm not 100% sure. They have definitely shown Batman. They've shown Batman Triumphant when he's in the blue and gray after he's had his fight with the Mutant Leader where he's all tore up like the claw marks and stuff. They're doing a 2-pack set with Robin, with Carrie Kelly Robin, and the Batman with the yellow oval suit, his original costume. They're doing Joker. I want to say that maybe they have shown the Mutant Leader, but I'm not sure. But they are showing it. I guarantee you, before it's all said and done, they'll have to do Superman in that line.
That's my favorite looking Superman. I love that little Jerry curl.
Yeah.
Let me check this thing out. Let's see what this thing looks like.
So it's 6-inch scale, and it comes with
You opening this?
That's the second one. So that I have two of those. That will be open. Yeah. So that has like it has accessories. Like he gets mind controlled by Poison Ivy in that story. So that's what those green vines are. Like he has those on him when he's overtaken. And Batman, I think, ends up having to punch him with a kryptonite ring to break the spell or whatever. But I thought it was a cool figure. I got two of the original Hush Batman.
So it comes with a hand to go on the Batman.
Is he holding him by the throat? Is that what they're showing?
Well, it shows the kryptonite ring hand. As
okay, so so that's where you get that accessory. Okay, yeah. There's Batman wearing it right there. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. So yeah, you got to have both figures if you want the ring.
You do.
Hey, but if you don't have Superman, you don't need the kryptonite ring, so that makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that does make sense. Yeah. Why give me that if I'm not planning on getting that?
Right.
That's cool. I like that.
So the X-Men Transformer we actually talked about on the first episode of new stuff that they were coming out with.
And I had two of those at the time when we were discussing it. So I brought one.
That thing's cool too.
It is pretty cool. It and it's weird because it obviously it looks like a SR-71, the whatever they call it, the Blackbird, and it. But it's not. I mean, if you look at it, that's not what an SR-70. The nose cone on it looks like it or whatever. But when you get to the back, the engines and the tail wings and all that stuff's completely different. But it's close enough. This thing is licensed by Lockheed Martin, which is the designer of the SR-71. So it's close enough that they were worried about copyright infringement or something. But they got Lockheed Martin to sign off on it.
That's hilarious.
That was weird. I thought.
I figured toy money, Lockheed.
I guess so.
Right.
But I think it's pretty cool. It like we discussed it last week. He does have. He's got like. Cyclops visor, but then like he has energy claws that come out on his hand like Wolverine. He's kind of like just an amalgam. Really, of 90s X-Men people. Like he's got
the main crew.
He's a robot that's got straps running all over him and stuff like for no good reason.
Does it come with little minifigs?
It comes with little minifigures of Wolverine and Sabretooth.
Nice.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, that is cool. I like that. I like the box. Is that getting opened? You got two?
I got two of those. I'll get that one open.
So that will be
an
open.
I wish that they would. So far, I've not really liked anybody that's played Sabretooth in the movie.
No, Lee Schreiber. Lee Schreiber, he was good.
Well, there's only been two.
Wow.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they don't do enough with him.
Actually, the guy in the very first one, not that bad.
No, that was Tyler Mane. He's not terrible. I mean, he was quiet, but he was
he looked like a Sabretooth.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have said they don't utilize Sabretooth enough.
I want to say Tyler Mane is the guy that Rob Zombie had play Michael Myers in his reboot. So that's the same guy that plays Sabretooth. I'm pretty sure that's Michael Myers. Yeah, I think it's the same guy.
He's a big
dude.
Just a big
giant guy. Yeah.
But no, I thought
Lee Schreiber's great as Sabretooth. I thought he did really good.
Yeah, I like that Wolverine
so look up what Lee Schreiber looked like as Sabretooth. So he's got He's got facial hair that comes all the way down, and then he just takes like a razor and just cuts out the middle of it. Oh, Dave rocked that for a long time.
Who?
Oh, Dave. Oh, yeah.
Wait, you had the same.
Oh, absolutely.
So
My
now
wife
you're gonna have
hated
to go
it.
find pictures, and you're
I
gonna
don't know
have
if
to put
there
that
are
on
any
there.
pictures of it, but I can still grow it out. I could
So
do
you
it
had
in
a
week.
beard.
So it was a full beard, but I mean, he kept it kind of tight, you
Yeah.
know. But then he took a razor and just it shaved a gap right down the middle of the lip and one all the way. So it was basically two.
Mutton chops
They
coming
were kind of like
down.
mutton chops coming down, and then it went over the lip, but they didn't quite touch. It had a naked spot right in the middle.
Well,
So you just
now
go
you got to start
right down.
growing that
I
out.
know.
We're gonna have
It was,
to have that.
I liked it, and I wore it to work without shame. Like,
But your wife didn't like it.
She didn't care for it. She just thought it looked weird. Cause
What do the
don't
people
really,
at work say?
I don't think they cared. Hey, I was making money for them people. They didn't care.
I know, right?
Yeah, as long as you're making money, they don't care.
I could do that.
Yeah, I liked it. Look him up when you get a
Renee's
chance.
already like, no.
Hey, look him up when you get a chance. Because I mean, it's
Renee's
one
like,
step
no.
removed from Wolverine's chops.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, his don't connect either. So
No.
I liked it. Whatever. Well, it's something to try.
I don't
Yeah.
ever experiment with my facial hair. It's either a this or nothing.
And that's why I did it, because it's like I was just bored with what I had. So
When
was
I
like,
do
the hair's
shave,
there, I'll just shave it
I'll
into
leave
something.
like a mustache just to make Renee mad. She can't stand it.
Yeah, you don't need to lose the beard. That's not a good look for you. You're a
No.
beardy guy. Just be beardy.
If I say what it looks like, we'd have to cut it out. So.
Pedophile.
Yes.
You don't have to cut that out.
No,
looks like.
no, no. You don't have to cut pedophile out.
Yeah.
They exist. We
They're
don't
out
like
there.
them.
They're
I know, right?
creepos.
And you look like one when you shave.
Yeah. That's
Not
why,
when I shave. When I have a mustache.
Yeah, when
Oh.
you leave just the mustache.
Oh, I really thought you
It
looked like a
don't look
pedophile when
good.
you shaved it
Oh,
off.
you're
No, I'm
crazy.
just messing with you.
No, with just the mustache. It's
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
Come on now. Let's not go to the
Just messing
extreme
with you.
here.
Yeah, no. So on the same vein as the X-Men Transformer, there, this is Gigawatt, and this is the Transformer crossover with Back to the Future.
DeLorean.
DeLorean.
That
So
one's
they did
cool.
this in the comics. This is an IDW comics where Transformers and Back to the Future crossover, and I guess that's what they called him was Gigawatt. They've done that with I think we
It was
mentioned last
super
week.
wide, actually.
Super Watt, yeah.
Super Watt.
20, yeah. I'm not
And if
sure
you
what
like
that
things
means.
about the DeLorean, what's that? That
What- the
movie.
The
that
fastest
Fastest
DeLorean in
DeLorean.
the world, I think. Did y'all watch it?
Didn't watch
we
it.
have
Oh,
not
boy.
yet. We
It ain't
passed it and
great.
saw it, and we
It-
were like, "Oh no!"
It ain't
David
great,
gave
but
us
it's
the
one of those.
gist.
Yeah, it ain't. It's one of those. I got sucked into it. Like this guy's best friends with the guy that plays the mayor of Hill Valley. Or is it Hill Valley or Hilldale? Hilldale. Hill Valley's salad dressing, ain't it?
I don't even know.
Whatever.
That's Hidden Valley.
Yeah, Hidden Valley.
Okay, so the town in Back to the Future, or whatever that's called, I think it's Hilldale. The guy that plays
put it in the
Mayor
comments.
Goldie Wilson or whatever, like
Yeah.
he's buddies with this
Mayor
guy, and this
Goldie.
guy's got like I think he said he had like a 7-figure a year business riding around in his DeLorean, doing like public appearances, like at openings and stuff like that. Anyways, the documentary ain't great, but I watched the whole thing. But anyway, that's the figure based on that crossover. This one I got from Amazon. I have a second one pre-ordered. This one got trashed, so it is open. I've never taken it out, but
It
it's
look, boss looks rough.
yeah. It got. This is what I get. I think it came in an envelope from
That's
Amazon.
what you get from
That's
Amazon
what you
when
get
you
from
I
want
hate
Amazon.
toys.
when people do
I
that.
hate that crap.
I bought a Lord, I can't ever say it right. Draken figure. Renee bought it for me, and they put it in a bubble mailer.
That's what they do.
And it was not damaged somehow.
Sometimes you get
There was
lucky.
no damage.
Most of the
Yeah.
time, you do better to wait and order multiple items to where you know they can't
Yes,
fit all
coming
that
in a
an
box,
envelope.
yeah.
Even if it's just like
Do you
I
want
need
it on Prime Day? Yes. Put
Right.
it on the box.
Right.
It's so
Right.
stupid
You'd be
that they would
better.
even think that.
It is.
Like, why
I've
are
got
you
a
doing
I've got
that?
a whole collection of trade paperbacks because if they send me one that's got the least imperfection in it, I say send me another one. And eventually, when they do it so often, they're like, "Look, man, just keep all those other ones."
Yes.
I've got a stack of trades at home, probably that tall of Amazons that they've said just keep those.
I tell you what we need to do is find a Amazon return palette
Yeah.
of toys and
Oh my
figures
gosh, we could
and
do that,
just
yeah.
buy those.
Yeah, that'd be our what's in the box.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know
for
who
real.
sells those.
I don't know.
I haven't been able to find them. We used to buy Amazon return pallets,
Yeah.
but they were a variety pallet.
Well, that company may still be around.
Well,
I'm
we
about
got
some
them down there
alive.
from what's his name? Something Shelton.
Oh yeah, no,
Danny
he don't
Shelton.
still do them.
Yeah, he don't do it no more.
I thought you was talking about that one company that we drove down to, where it was like an hour and a
That
half,
was
2 hours
Foley.
away.
That was
Yeah.
6 hours. That was the Sportsman Guide return.
Oh yeah.
We used to buy pallet returns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, used to be another side gig.
Always looking for side gig.
Oh
Always.
yeah.
So
That was
this
a good one, though.
people probably seen this. This is the hated Target exclusive
Firefly?
Cobra Island figures. Yeah, I don't have the Viper anymore. I sold those, but this is the Firefly.
You
figure.
sold the.
I had 2 Vipers.
Dude, what about that Baroness? That you got for me?
No, I still got that.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep a Baroness until they come out with a single
Why do
box.
people not like these?
Because they're Target exclusives
And
and,
they're
you
hard
can't
as hell to
get them.
get?
Yeah, I paid. Yeah, I had to pay to get this figure and 1 Cobra Viper. I bought it through a third-party reseller or whatever for $110
For both?
for both.
Okay.
But I had to sell the Viper to come out okay on this one. Because like Firefly is one of the characters from the old Joes. I like Firefly, so I want to, especially if they're making a 6-inch figure, I want a Firefly. So I got this one. I got 2 of these. One of these is going to be open. Sold the Vipers.
Target
Had to sell the
exclusives.
Vipers.
Let me check that guy. I ain't
There you
seen
go.
him. I just remember when people were going nuts trying to get all these.
Yeah.
Got some minis.
Yeah. All right, so for people that may not know a little bit of history, so everybody knows Transformers, but what you may not know, unless you collect Transformers, is have you ever heard of the third-party Transformers?
Yes.
Okay, so first party would be Hasbro, the people that own Transformers, make Transformers.
Technically, wouldn't that be Takara is the first party? And Hasbro
I'm not sure who's the head company anymore, but yeah, you're
Takara.
right. Takara started it, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Well,
Takara's
They
still
weren't-
the head company. That's why Takara's name's on every.
their name is on the
Oh, yeah, the old ones.
well.
They're on every figure. It says Takara Hasbro.
It is, but that's because now Takara does not make their own version. Hasbro leads now because whatever Hasbro produces is the worldwide release. There's no used to you got better paint and stuff like that. And sometimes they would completely remold the figures. The Takara stuff is always better. They don't do it anymore, which is saving me money. But then it's also
Well, maybe Hasbro bought Takara out.
no. They were always like a. I think
I knew they always were two
they-
separate.
yeah,
companies.
I think Hasbro actually licensed the Transformers from, but they work hand in hand. I don't know what the story is, but you're right. There is some join there. Anyways, so that would be a first party Transformer. A third party would be when they take the likeness of a character, say this is Ironhide. They won't call him Ironhide. He's clearly Ironhide. He's a red van with a yellow stripe on it, same face, same everything. This is Ironhide, but they don't call him Ironhide. His name is
Security.
Alliance number
Oh.
7. No, his name is McCoy.
Yeah, I was
Security
saying,
McCoy.
This is Harry, and that's Murphy.
It's right, and so exactly. So they come up with like this one's clearly Starscream, but they name it Schutzstaffel, which is some.
And they don't
it's
change
like a-
nothing.
They went German.
Oh no, they don't have the Decepticon or Autobot logos on them, but they are the
So
characters.
that's enough to not get sued then, I guess.
I
by leaving
guess.
that
I think
off?
it's just that there's so much out there that maybe they can't chase them around. I don't know.
So I guess
They're-
it's
they're-
this company, New Age.
New Age is the company that operates. So that's what. When third-party releases started coming out, the first one I remember was a company called Fans Project, and the Transformers lines at the time were the standard like deluxe size, everyman Transformers like just the regular size ones, and so they started producing figures that Hasbro just hadn't done yet. The first one I remember was a third-party Springer, the helicopter triple changer. He turned into a car and a helicopter from the movie. I don't know if you remember him. Anyway, he's a little green and yellow.
You talking about from the original movie?
Yes, from the 80s.
Yeah, that movie's
86.
garbage. So
No,
I
it's a
try-
good movie.
I try to forget everything about it.
Boy, we'll cut that out of editing. Anyways, they started out making those figures, like filling in the gaps. If Hasbro didn't make the figure, then they would make it, just so people had a version of that character in their collection. And as more and more people got into that, it seemed like they started focusing more on making masterpiece figures. And so everybody jumped on the bandwagon of making masterpiece sized and scale and more complicated transformations, those kind of figures. All these companies came out were making masterpiece size scaled figures. And now it seems like that everybody's done that. Now they're backing off and making Legends scale, which is the tiny ones. So there's like 3 or 4 or 5 different companies that are making little tiny versions. And I've looked into a bunch of them. This is my preferred brand. It's called New Age. They basically take the masterpiece versions, transformations, or whatever, and scale them down to real tiny.
So they're still got good quality
It's
look.
really good transformation, like really complex transformations, really good articulation. They look just like the characters should look. They're scaled, like you see, this is going to be a jet and this is a little van. They're like, it's a pretty good scale of the characters. And
All 3 of these are the New Age?
Yeah, all 4 of them. Yeah,
Oh, 4. Where's the 4th one?
right there.
Oh.
So
Tell
that's
you what's cracking
Prowl.
me up is the warnings on the back.
Yeah, don't eat this thing, or it may
Well, it's
be
like
different
it's only
from.
suitable for persons over 15 years
Yep.
old, but then it says choking hazard. This product contains small part and is not suitable for children under 3 years old. So they're basically saying 4 and up is okay, but then right above it they say 15 and
15
up.
and older, right?
Yeah, and then saying that care must be taken to avoid injury.
Yeah, because there's sharp points on this. So
yes,
that, yeah.
parts broke by accident. The box contains containing this product is for shipping and display only and is not covered by warranty note.
Because they
It
know
cannot be replaced if it becomes damaged.
because they know collectors. If you send me this box and it's all busted up, I want another one.
This product contains fragile parts. We
There's
cannot
a lot of
replace
use
parts
out there.
There's
damaged
a lot
in
of me's out there. Hey
construction.
man,
It's
I
like,
think these
oh,
are.
there's a little
I think these
snake.
are.
These are cracking me up
These
too.
25 or 30 bucks a piece for the smaller
Yeah,
ones.
what
This
about that,
one was
man?
a little bit more
They didn't
expensive.
put the tape on right.
I don't care.
You don't care
on
about
third
that?
party.
There's no warranty.
On third party figures, most of the time on third party figures, I don't buy duplicates and I'll just open
Yeah.
them because it's like this ain't even a real Transformer.
These are
yeah.
high-fiving on the back.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
yeah, because they're like the.
That one has the old school look though.
Yeah.
Like the lettering and
Right,
everything,
right.
the box style.
And you get that. Some of them do, some of them don't. And I've got more
I like
of
the
the.
old school.
I do too.
It's
I've,
Gunnar Murphy.
I've got more. Yeah, so but it's like he's a well, that's Murphy. So
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I guess because he looks like RoboCop, the color's sort of like
Yeah.
RoboCop. They call him Murphy.
So he's Murphy.
the cop
Check it
car,
out.
the cop car is Harry, Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
That's
So they
hilarious.
kind of. I don't know. I don't get why Ironhide is McCoy. I don't remember. I don't know that, but
Hank McCoy.
oh yeah, that's the Beast.
Half of the McCoys.
Oh, these are cool though.
I like them. I like them. And like I said, from all the different brands
I'm
or
not a
whatever,
big Transformer
these
guy.
look. I'm. That's my main.
That's your thing.
That's my thing.
That's my thing.
So continuing on in Transformers, these are this is another one of the companies that make the Legend scale figures. This is Iron Factory, and they may have honestly been the first one of the third-party companies that started making the small Legend scale figures. So they've been in it long enough to where they now have sublines in it, and this is the Iron Samurai series. So they take characters, and these are pretty. I don't know what you call it. They're pretty. They're not mainline characters. Like this is Leo
Oh,
Convoy.
so somebody you never heard of. Don't
You
exist.
probably never heard of it. So in Japan, in one version of the Beast Wars or whatever, the leader of the Autobots or the Cybertrons, which is what they're called in Japan, was Leo Convoy or Lio Convoy, however you want to say it. And this is a
samurai version.
of that. So you can say his
Let me check
armor's
that out.
his armor's somewhat samurai styled or
I
whatever.
like
that.
samurai style
Oh, I
stuff.
do
You
too.
know,
And
they
that's
did
why I
that
bought
with
those.
with those
Yeah,
Star
they're
Wars.
really high class.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Star Wars figures. They
yeah,
did that,
the
that
realization or whatever.
that
Yeah.
Boba Fett. That
Yeah.
looks like a samurai.
It's basically the same kind of
Awesome.
idea with that. So that one's Lyle Convoy. This is based off of a what do they call Pretender bludgeon, which
And
is
you've
which was
opened
like a
these.
green. No, I guess they've just never been taped. I have not opened those yet, and you're not going to open it right now because I haven't opened it. But I think they have.
Puppy.
Oh, I got a beating to
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it's got something a little pokey in it. So look
Yeah.
at this one.
Well, I tried to scan the QR code, but it didn't
Oh,
do
okay.
anything.
Well, I figured that probably would bring up Iron
It said-
Factory's website.
That's what I would think.
Bad gateway.
I already went out of
So
business.
if you look at that one, he's got
Yeah.
like his torso is a skull. Like Bludgeon's always had like a skull face in the comics, so they just kind of worked that into his body. It's pretty neat.
I forget what kind of mask they call that in Japanese.
That gives me a 502 bad gateway on all of them.
It could be that their website ain't even up, or it could be that,
It could be they're like, oh, we didn't get shut down.
or maybe you can only access it from a Japanese server.
Right.
Who knows? Yeah.
Who knows?
We have to learn how to reroute
Grab
our
that one because that
server.
looks like Shinron.
All right,
It
this-
does.
this-
I thought it was Shinron.
So this is something that a lot of people may not know about. I found out about them somewhat by accident, I guess. These are all from the same line. So this is another. Well, it says China, but I think the actual design country is Japan. I think these are Japanese. It's a toy company called 52 Toys, and their whole thing is they make transformable figures, but any figure ever transforms into is a cube.
Well, just a straight cube.
Just a straight cube like that right
me
there.
see
They
that.
all transform into a
That's
cube.
crazy.
How dumb is that?
It's not dumb. I think they're so. Here's why it's cool. Here's what's got into. Here's why I got
It's
into
more like
it.
good luck trying to get into that cube, probably.
So here's why
Is
I got
that a
into.
Rubik's cube?
No, it just transforms into a cube.
Okay, that's pretty dumb.
Okay, well let me tell you why it's not dumb. So the
Explain.
first one that I ever got is a licensed Predator. Like they did the Predator from Fox, and it
turns into a
turns
cube?
into a cube. But when you spread him out, he's got his shoulder cannon, he's got a bloody spinal column and skull.
Yeah.
They did the Alien also.
Well, I'm gonna have to find those.
Yeah, and you can get it like $30. I think the
Yeah.
Predator's like $30. And I got the Alien, and part of the Alien that when you it's the big chap Alien, I guess is what it is. Which they've done the Queen, and I've got the Queen also. When you transform him into a cube, the face hugger wraps around and makes up the last section of the cube. They're pretty cool. So they have
They
some
had
licensed
aliens and
things.
predators in Fortnite last Battle Pass.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay then.
pretty cool.
And these two, the
They
bigger
show 'em play?
ones, the bigger ones here, these combine. So
Oh, so they combine into a big cube?
Right. And these break down, like each of these break down into two separate cubes, and they combine. But I think also the two overall
You still
large
haven't
ones
told me why
combine.
it's cool that they turn into a cube.
because it starts as one thing and then it transforms into a cube. And one of those things that they transform into, I've got the alien, xenomorph or whatever. I've got the predator. I've got the alien queen.
Those are cool.
They are cool. And guess what else? I've got they do the power loader from Aliens, and it turns into a cube.
So dumb that they turn into a cube.
Yeah, it's not dumb. It's cool. And you're right. I just thought they were neat. I'll buy anything Predator and anything Alien, so I'm going to buy those.
This figure's cool. This dragon's cool.
Yeah, that one
looking.
turns into a dragon.
Yeah, this is cool looking.
That is the Predator one. Yep, that's the Predator.
The whole gimmick of it turned into a cube,
it's one.
It's pretty dumb.
Okay, but a large portion of your business is a hollow piece of vinyl that has a big giant head and kind of resembles.
I don't sell that much Funko Pop.
You sell a bunch of Funko Pops,
and I never said I like them.
But these are cool. Like these actually do something.
We sell what sells.
Yeah. That's what I mean. And I don't have. I'm gonna buy any.
I'm
gonna buy anything Predator or Alien. So I bought those to begin with.
Joe Dirt? I only sell snakes and sparklers.
Yeah,
it's not about what you like.
Yeah.
It's what the consumer likes.
Chicken wing.
Yeah. Chicken wing.
This is the good stuff.
I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Turned into a cube.
One of the last things I brought is I love RoboCop. Second, maybe okay. So I don't have a shelf dedicated to Predator in my room. I have two. I have two shelves. Well, it's because I've got so much. It's just it would take. But I have two shelves dedicated to RoboCop. I buy anything RoboCop. Anything RoboCop. I love RoboCop.
I've got that RoboCop comic. You ain't bought that yet?
Big magazine comic.
Very first appearance of RoboCop in a comic book.
I need to get that.
Need to frame it.
So they've done a bunch of Japanese RoboCop figures.
On a side note here. Yeah. You remember how you bought all those Terminator comics?
I do.
And we were trying to figure out why they were spiking.
Yeah.
They're doing an anime Terminator show on Netflix.
Really?
Yep.
Well, that'd be cool because maybe they'll get it right this time. Maybe they can actually show the future or whatever. Maybe it won't suck.
So, just thought I'd throw that out there while I was thinking about it.
So they'll probably keep going up then.
I hope so.
Probably will.
I'd never seen those comics until you found that first issue, and then it just so happened you had them. I think they look cool. The covers look cool. I'll never open them, never look through them, but they look cool.
I've got a bunch of RoboCop too.
I need RoboCop.
A bunch.
Well, I'll buy the run from you if we can find it.
I got the run.
Okay, so this is from Good Smile Company, which I don't know what that means. Like I've got a bunch of Figmas.
Means you got a good smile.
Yeah. I've got a bunch of Figmas, and they say Good Smile Company on it too. So I don't know if Good Smile Company is the overall company like Bandai, and then Hagani Works and Figma are figure lines under that parent company. I think that's what it is. And this is the first figure that I bought from Hagane Works, but it says that a large portion of this figure, the body, is actually die-cast zinc alloy.
I know when you set it on the table,
it's heavy.
It felt like it had a thump.
It's heavy. It is. It's pretty heavy. I say it's a super detailed RoboCop. He comes with a bunch of different heads and stuff. And one of the coolest things about him is like his thigh holster actually works. Like it actually
pops out like in the movie.
I don't know if it actually pops. It at least opens and he can store his gun in the thigh. But there again, I buy anything.
There's a new RoboCop coming out.
I hope so. It's super cool. I love RoboCop. But at the same time,
the first one's awesome. I like the first.
Some people say that the pace, there's something to do with pacing in movies, like where you build up to the midpoint and then it trails off and they say that it's something like that. RoboCop is like one of the most symmetrical movies ever. That it perfectly does what you want it to do, to where it builds up in the middle and drops off at the end. I don't remember what the story. I read a story about it one time, and they were talking about
the first one.
I love it,
but
I like the second one.
I don't care for the second and third one. I tell you what, we made the third one better, and instead of him being the main bad guy being that stupid looking
android.
If he would have been another actual RoboCop like him.
So in the second one, when they make Kane, and that basically is a RoboCop.
It's
RoboCop
the second? 2. I thought that was the third one.
Oh no, that's the second one. The third one's where he fights the Japanese samurai robot or the ninja robot.
You're right. Yeah. So the second one would have been much better if they would have done that.
Well, that's what that's supposed to be. Kane, his name is Kane because that's the name, but they call him RoboCop too. He's supposed to be a
I know, but like if he was a humanoid looking robot.
Well, so Frank Miller wrote RoboCop 1, I'm pretty sure, and he wrote a sequel that was what was the basis of RoboCop 2, but they say they changed a bunch of it. I've read his sequel
like
comic. No, it's a comic book. They took his script and made a comic book of it. And I want to say they didn't pick a drug dealer. I think they picked like a testosterone up cop that had been killed or something like that, but he's crazy all the same. and something happens. It's a fight, but it was not a humanoid. It was more of like a big robot, like Kane was basically, or whatever. But that's all what it always. They're always going to make the next one bigger and badder.
Yeah.
Well, he still could have been bigger and badder,
There's
but
first
a
one's
humanoid.
Think of the was it Mousers in TMNT?
Yeah,
Robot
right.
way it is.
Right. Well,
Like
Ed
the
209
Mousers.
from the first movie. I mean, that's basically what he was.
Yeah.
He was, the automated enforcement droid. Or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that is leading back to that. So at the same time, I think the same day this got announced, they showed a Ed 209 figure in scale with this. And I was like, I gotta have that. So I pre-ordered it. Pre-ordered 2 of these. Pre-ordered 2 of that. And it was from a different line. It was called Motoroid or whatever, something like that. But they advertised like it's in scale with this figure, and they showed these 2 figures right next to each other. So I had these pre-ordered. I get them all in, and it turns out the stupid Ed 209 is a model kit.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah. So I got 2 of it.
And are you gonna build it?
No.
Well, you know
Why
what you
not?
do?
'Cause
You
the
bring
p-
it on here. We have a segment
I
where
could
build the
yeah.
model.
And we could, and
What
that would
skill level is this model?
It's glue and paint, but that's the big thing. So
It's
glue.
not like a snap together model
No.
kit.
Well, we can glue.
We can glue that. Then there's my disconnect.
Then we'll send it someone else to
Oh
paint.
boy, you'd have to.
Yeah.
Now,
'Cause-
hey, the
Yeah.
guy that painted my Frankenstein head, I hadn't gotten.
I bet
contact
he could, anybody that can paint a Gundam could paint this up. And
See,
do,
that's
and do
what his
good.
big thing is.
That's what I
Gundams.
mean.
I tried
Somebody,
to get a hold of him and never could.
somebody
Have you
that
got
knows how to do
Yeah,
this
I don't
could
know
be
where his
good.
card went.
But it's
And I don't
dawning
remember his
enough.
name. Well, he wrote his
James
name
Ribs.
and stuff on the back of the Frankenstein head.
James Ribs.
Yeah, find him on Facebook.
He don't do Facebook.
You sure? He's a
I'm
very talented man. He's made that Boba Fett blaster that I got.
I
Yeah.
think he's a retired engineer
Yeah.
from Huntsville.
He sat up here when we had our grand opening, and he was selling Nerf guns that he had turned into like
Painted
post-apocalyptic
yeah,
guns.
They were
And he took all the
cool.
air restrictors out, so these Nerf guns would fire.
I saw a story on Yahoo this week about some drug soldiers. or
Oh, I
whatever
saw
you
that too.
where
They
he
took
had
the
that-
Glock and put
had
it into a
made
Nerf
it
gun.
into a Nerf
I was
gun.
like, dang,
That's crazy.
badass.
Yeah.
That's pretty smart.
It was pretty cool looking.
Yeah, it was. I was
So
like,
it turns out I got 2 of those model kits. I ain't gonna build neither one of them. So I'm gonna sell one of them, and the other one I'll just keep in the box on display as a RoboCop item. But I've seen the finished model without paint. It ain't
Yeah.
pretty.
It's not
so,
nice.
So if you want to buy one of those, get in touch with
yeah,
David.
holler at me. I'll put it on you.
Yeah.
for double what he paid.
Triple.
He's a
Well,
scalper.
I've already
remember?
I've already imported. I've done all the hard work for you.
Yeah.
So I mean, come on. Okay.
And the final one of the
That one
night.
says-
Final
too.
thing I've got.
That one
Okay, so
sounded like a
this is one of the
bump.
third-party toys that's masterpiece scaled.
That
So
was
this
still in
this is one of the
plastic.
yeah. This is okay. So as far as third-party toys, this is top of the top. This company, Fans Toys, top
Yeah.
of the top. So a lot of people, it's like movies and stuff. A lot of people will take a figure or whatever and put their little artistic spin on it. These guys try to make the alternate mode and the robot mode look like it did in the cartoon, and
that's
most
cool.
of the time they nail it. So this is what that car looked like in the cartoon. This is what that robot looked like in the cartoon. They get it just
From
right.
the
So-
Is his
original-
name
from the
Smokey?
original. No, so he is. This is Dragstrip is the name of the character
Yeah.
from the original show. He's one of the crap. Now we're talking about it, and I look like an idiot because I can't think of it. Yeah.
You're supposed to be the.
Yeah.
Stunticons. He's one of the
Transformer expert.
okay. He's
Yeah.
he's one of the Stunticons. I can edit all that out and look like a genius.
Yes.
It's just he's one of the
Still
Stunticons.
gonna have that transform off.
right.
We're gonna do that.
That's fine.
Oh, he agreed to it.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
That's me. That's it. That's a lock in.
He would
So
not-
just to give everybody
He
a
will
heads
not
up,
be with the first child I've made cry.
we're
So-
gonna have a transformer off here. I don't know when it'll happen, but David,
But we don't
Claims
have
to
two
be
of same
the-
I don't
the-
claim to be it at
the-
all.
the go-to
I don't
expert
claim it at all.
of the and that comes in the shop.
I will
of
volunteer whatever
Transformers.
knowledge I have, but I don't claim to be.
And
the
there's
expert.
a younger kid that comes in. His name is Jake, and I think he's like 17 or 18. He's pretty smart with Transformers too. So
Oh,
we're gonna have a
absolutely. He
little
knows his
Transformer
stuff.
off.
He knows his
I'll
stuff.
make a little special trophy and everything for it.
Yeah, Philip has drummed this up to where it's a bigger deal than it actually
It's
is.
a big deal. There's one other person I want to have come on.
No,
but he
don't
can't
even
come
mention
on.
by name. That person
Uh,
shall not be mentioned by name.
But this will happen. There will be a Transformer off between David and
we
Jake.
just don't know when.
I don't know
Could
when.
be years from now.
It will not be years
We
from
don't even
now.
know.
It'll probably be a
It'll be
couple
the 2-year
episodes from now.
anniversary.
Yeah, right.
As soon as I get the
I tell
trophy
you what,
made.
if we reach 1,000 subscribers, we'll have a Transformer off.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna have it before then.
Okay. Okay. So, anyways, back to the. So this is that. So far, they have made. There's 5 members of the Stunticons. So far, they have made. They've released. This is the 4th of the 5. So there's one more figure to come. What they have. So this guy right here, that's about how tall he is inside. He'll be about an inch shorter than this box. So he's not small. He's
pretty
probably
big.
7.5, 8 inches tall or
Yeah.
whatever. These guys all combined. So
he's a part of a
he's part of a
combiner?
combiner. The Stunticons are a combiner to make Minosaur.
You got the whole thing?
I got everything so far except the one figure that they haven't released yet. The one thing that they haven't showed is how these are going to combine. Like most of the time, they either have, you'll see a tab on a figure or something that ain't used for nothing else. Like, oh, that's clearly where something's going to combine.
Yeah.
You can't find anything on these figures that I've seen. I've got all of them that they've released so far. There's no traces of a combination. So either they're gonna, with the last figure, they're gonna release all the pieces with him to whatever it takes to combine them, or either they're gonna have to sell another kit, or they may not announce that they may not even combine. I don't know. They may just
fooled you into buying all
could
of them.
be.
And they're gonna be like,
and I would. That'd be fine because the Stunticons were my favorite combiner team
Okay,
just because they were. Yeah, there's a
So-
lot of die cast in
That's
that.
a
Yeah,
good
they do a lot of
So-
die cast in their stuff.
If you do get them all
Mhm.
and they do combine,
Mhm.
are you gonna open it and combine them?
Well, so I've got the other three figures so far. I will
you
open
buy
that.
duplicates?
No, I don't buy duplicates of third party stuff. I
yeah.
usually don't. I usually open it and put it on shelf.
Yeah.
Because no, that's crazy. They can be really valuable. Like a lot of third party stuff that you
Yeah.
can't get anymore because they do really limited number of runs on that stuff. Some of those things are crazy expensive.
What
But
you have to do when you get the other one in, if they do combine, bring them on here.
I will.
Is
Yeah.
he
Combine
a
it all
good guy or a
together.
bad guy?
They're bad guys. They're bad
Okay.
guys. That was So in the original cartoon, all the Autobots were Autobots. The original team were all cars or whatever, and the Decepticons were like military jets or miniaturized equipment that humans would use or whatever. This was Megatron's attempt. So like where Megatron made cars to battle the Autobots made jets to battle the Decepticons. So they made, at the same time this team came out, the aerial bots came out for the Autobots.
Okay.
So you could have Autobots that were jets and sell those toys, and you could have cars that were Decepticons and sell those toys.
Smart.
So it was a good move.
It is
But it
smart.
turned out they were all based on real work, like there's a Lamborghini in this team that's based off the Lamborghini Countach that was contemporary at the time that show came out. This is a real world Formula One car called a Tyrrell 6-wheel, which it had a number on it. A what?
Formula One.
We just
Formula
watched,
Yeah,
watched
Ricky
that last
Bobby.
night, yeah.
Formula.
Yes, we just watched
There's a Porsche on the team, and then there's
See you later, crepes.
there's a Ferrari on the team. So that's why I like them, because they were all based on like exotic cars from the time that the Transformers were out.
That's cool.
Anyways, so there's one more to come, and I'll get it when it comes out. But
And we'll find out if they
Nice.
combine.
that's what I brought.
Yeah.
That's what I brought this
Pretty
week.
cool stuff.
Yeah, I think so. I like it.
some
Like it.
good purchases.
Yeah.
That's
probably. I'm telling how many. Yeah, that's probably a grand sitting there at
Yeah,
least, probably.
yeah.
Anyway.
Dang, really?
Nah, that's probably
Hope
less
an earthquake
than that,
don't hit
but
right now.
yeah, really.
Let's
I'll
see.
be under the table with all my
Yeah,
stuff.
one of those mysterious bombs in Trinity. Something's always
Who
blowing
knows?
up.
There's something always blowing up out here. Yeah.
Every
Nah,
day on
that's not a
Facebook.
grand.
What
It's
blew
a
up?
grand.
Y'all feel that explosion?
You feel it? Yeah. Heard my windows rattle.
Yeah. I'm like, well, there is a quarry, like right there.
Yeah,
Number
that's
one,
right.
there's a
Yeah.
quarry.
Two quarries. There's
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
There's one
Oh
right
yeah,
over there.
yeah. You never know. Or
Well-
some guy blew his grandma's shop up here like a few years ago. Like he had all his race car stuff in there and tools, and
Oh,
blew the
no.
crap out of it. Yeah.
Oh, is that making meth?
No, I don't remember what it. I think he left a gas line was leaking or something. And when the heater fired up, it was something. I don't remember what it was, but it blew. I mean, we heard it at our house, and it was miles away. And we
When
heard
I was
it.
in
Everybody
high
posts on
school,
Facebook.
Yeah,
What was that
and they worked out that that's what it was. Yeah.
when I was in high school, a girl that went to school with us, her brother blew their house up making meth.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
Can you
that's
imagine?
awful.
That's crazy. That's nuts.
Oh, meth heads.
So I think are we getting down to where that's about what we've got?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
we're
so.
about
It's
to.
around
about
2:50.
2
So
hours
if we
20.
shave 15 minutes off of this
Yeah, yeah.
this week's episode,
Try to make it a little shorter
Yeah.
so people will listen.
and it'll get edited down somewhat or whatever when I cut out all Philip's rants and rages or whatever.
I don't rant and
No,
rage.
that's sweet.
Oh.
I'm completely PC as it gets.
All right.
Well, that's a wrap.
Yeah, well,
Calling her quits.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. So be sure when you watch the video, we
Yes.
would love to hear your comments.
Like it,
Like it.
subscribe.
But the main thing is subscribing.
And share it.
We need, yeah, tell.
Yes.
Sprinkle it.
Hey, yeah, if everybody would subscribe and then they tell 2 or 3 people and they subscribe, we'll build our own little pyramid here and we'll be sitting at the
Yes.
top. But
Yeah.
And
everybody,
also, too, even
everybody's
if you
part of
have
it.
to, just pull up the video, turn your phone down, just let it play in the background.
Everybody's
Help
got a
us get the
computer at home.
hours.
When you
Help
go to
us
when you go to
get
work,
out
That
there.
don't matter until we get subscribers.
people's
Well, I
got.
know, but we still have
But
to
we
build
want
up
to we
the
want to
time.
we want to train people to do that.
Yes.
When you go to work, just turn your computer on and put the video on.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
your dogs might want to hear it too.
Yeah.
Well, this will also be on iTunes,
Eventually.
Spotify, Google.
It's submitted
Podcasts.
right
We
now.
figure
We're just
out.
it is submitted right now. We're
Yes.
just waiting for it to
Yeah,
show
we're,
up.
we're just trying to get it all on there.
and
Yeah.
this one we have video. It
And
might
you
be a
can
little
listen
rough.
to it like
Yeah.
that.
We'll learn from this video.
Yeah,
so
we we just need to see what our equipment looks like. We've
Yeah.
never recorded anything. We just need to see
Nope.
what it looks like.
Yeah, so please don't critique it too bad.
Yeah,
on the
or if you
video.
got good ideas, hey,
Yeah,
we'll be glad to steal them and use
Yeah.
them. So go
Oh,
right
for
ahead.
sure.
Yeah.
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 And I'm sure
Positive
if you do
criticism.
listen
Yeah.
this through all the way, you won't hear the smoke detector
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
time.
you'll notice
Exactly.
that Philip kind of fixed that by sending off the fire alarm in the whole building.
So we got rid of that.
Yeah.
That's fixed.
We put our lives in danger. If there's a
Yeah.
fire, we wouldn't know it.
Yeah, no.
we'd burn it.
Not until after this podcast, anyway.
Right, exactly.
All right. Well,
All
thank
right.
y'all for tuning in, and we will see y'all next week.
Bye.
Peace.